And we're live, guys. We out here. Let me see. I'm looking for your stuff. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Great Debaterz podcast. It's Super Bowl week. Of course, we have the Great Debaterz here. We have Chuck and we have Marcel
What you
Smith.
do?
We have two special guests here. We have Chappelle.
Hey.
And we have the duo from the Mother-Daughter Duo podcast. How are we doing today? We have Danny and Mother. So, the halftime show is a polarizing event. A lot of people watch it. A lot of people don't watch it. I watched the entire show from like the pre-show, the game, halftime show, post-game, all that stuff. So, when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime show, pre-1992, 1993, 1992, it was just marching bands, commercials, BS. Like, who cares? Who wants to watch this stuff anyway? But one year, this is 1992, and we talked about this right before the show. It was the Commanders Bills Super Bowl halftime show started, and a whole bunch of people left watching the NFL channel to go to In Living Color on Fox. 30 minutes of time on Fox. Then they came back. Some of them came back to watch the Super Bowl. Some did not. The NFL was like, nope, this is not happening again. So they got Michael Jackson to do the halftime show in 1993. And the rest is history. And we're going to talk about the history right now. We have the grand almighty tier list right here. We always do this every month. So we're going to start at the top. We're going to do God tier, which is like the best of the best of the best halftime shows. Then we have amazing, which is like shows that weren't God tier, but you can remember them and go back to like, okay, that was a great show. Then we have great, which is like the good tier. Then we have average. Then we have meh, like it could have been better. I just don't care. And then the trash shows, the shows that were like, why did they pick these people to do the halftime show? So we'll go through almost each one of them. Some of them everybody knows, some of them people don't know. I'll just go through like the summary of each one since 1993. We're going to do the first one right here. Whichever one is right here is the one we're going to talk about next. So, or right here, because you can't see it. One that's right here is going to go next. So, and this one is, I believe it's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This was, I think it was 09, I think. And these were the years that your dads, well, not our dads, because we're all black in this thing, but your dad's favorite rock groups after the Janet Jackson Titty Gate debacle. Okay. So anything after 04 to like 2011 was going to be an old white rock band.
So this is the years I was fixing my plate during halftime. Got you.
Yes, those are those fix your plate halftime shows. So Tom Petty, 2009. Actually, it was 2008. Actually, this was Super Bowl 42. This was the Giants and Patriots Super Bowl, the first one.
I'm about to say one or two.
That was one. It was one. There was the Tyree catch, the helmet
catch.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm not a huge fan of Tom Petty, but in 2009, I didn't know who he was, but I found out who he was at the halftime show, and he was actually pretty decent. I wouldn't say he was the worst Super Bowl halftime, but I would just say it was average at best, in my opinion. So, what do you guys think?
I don't even listen to Tom Petty, so like I said, I was probably fixing my plate.
Fixing your plate?
At this time.
Are you one of those people that like you were fixing your, like, which year it was, like Tom Petty? Oh, I was fixing my wings, or
I'm gonna just say this: if it's a white rock group, I probably wasn't really paying attention unless it's somebody that I listen to.
Unless you're someone you listen to, right?
Other than that, that's a liquor store run. I got 30 minutes. That's a liquor store run. That's the time to fix my plate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That I did everything except watch the halftime show. Once the game came back, then I'm back at the, sitting down watching it. But if it's somebody that I really don't listen to, I'm not really paying attention. Black or white, it really don't matter. But if it's somebody like I really don't want to see, I'm not really gonna pay attention to it.
Right.
So I couldn't tell you if it was good or bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So to me, I'm gonna just say it's trash because I just didn't watch it.
You just didn't watch it because it's trash. Okay. And it weighs, okay, so it's weighing. So we got average. And
I'll say some of those people. Well, I just had to look him up personally. So he's the dude that sings. I said I had to look him up. So Free Falling. That's one of his songs.
Yeah, that one.
Now his song is bigger than him in the Black culture.
That's true.
That was a song that we probably could all vibe with. So
Wi-Fi issues.
I'll give him a
Marcel. It's Marcel. Marcel has Tom Petty. He was like, ugh. What did you say, Danny? You said man or average? Great. Average, great. She's paused.
You want me to cut in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I remember this halftime show, and I wouldn't say it's trash. I'm one of those people who watch the entire game as well. I watch the beginning, I watch the end, halftime show. I'm tuned in. I'm one of those marching band people. I've actually, so I'm very familiar with a good halftime show. I think Tom Petty suffers from one being Tom Petty. Like for your dad's favorite rock band, that might be your thing if you're a white guy. But for a lot of black folk, we probably like, not really for us. But also, he follows up Prince and FAMU the year before, right? So you have Prince the year before, and then you go to Tom Petty. Literally anybody after Prince is almost going to be like, whoa, it wasn't Prince, right? He's not singing Purple Rain, and it's also raining. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff doesn't happen for Tom Petty. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no way you don't look at that performance and go, meh, in comparison to the purple one he just followed before. So that's how I feel.
Okay, so where would you put Tom Petty in this list?
Meh, Tom Petty is cool. I'm pretty sure Tom Petty gives a great concert. But again, for the Super Bowl, I can't think of the thing that stands out from that performance. I think if you're going to be great, amazing, God tier, I need to have something that says, oh, remember that time Tom Petty did blank? And I don't have that moment for him. So average at best, meh is probably where I put him.
Okay. Danny's back. All right. Can you give us your synopsis again about Tom Petty again? Because you kind of cut out.
Yeah, I guess just because of the song, having to look him up, I guess he'll be somewhere in the middle, depending on the rest of the lineup so far. But I was just saying that sometimes your reputation precedes you, and his big song is bigger than him, at least when it comes to the black culture.
Yeah. So I would put him in meh, just because everybody's saying meh. Like, well, Truck said trash, so But when we talk about rock music, Chuck really, holds back or does like some sarcastic, like, "Oh yeah, I know that artist," but yeah. So yeah, Tom Petty's gonna go in meh because that was the year. It was like, okay, it was a meh Super Bowl too. It was the Giants versus the Patriots. So all right, The Weeknd. This was the COVID Super Bowl. The famous COVID Super Bowl. No crowd. Actually, there was like a crowd, but it wasn't like it's 60,000 people screaming. But I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. However, because there wasn't a crowd there, it kind of like didn't have that
It
same
took away
halftime show
from
feeling.
it took that pop away.
Mm-hmm. It was built
I would
for
say it
the
was
TV
average.
audience. So I would say average.
Yeah.
At the highest grade.
I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan, but I do know like a lot of his live performance that I have seen like on TV and stuff like that, they all been good, but this was just like average just because you didn't have that pop from the crowd or that reaction that you would normally get when it's like a full stadium at a Super Bowl halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it average.
Okay.
Below average. His catalog sounds the same. Every song. Lackluster.
Every song sounds the
same? Lackluster.
Dang.
Okay. See.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not a huge fan of The Weeknd either, but I thought that this was decent for The Weeknd. I watched the halftime show and I thought, I'm sitting at home. This looked like a pretty good, like if The Weeknd dropped it as a music video, I'd be like, oh, that was pretty dope. You know, he had all the dancers, everybody like he's running around, the screen, the camera work was crazy. I don't think Abel is giving you that on a normal concert. So I thought this was dope for The Weeknd, but for The Weeknd. So I'd say average to great, you know, somewhere in that range. But I think it's looking like it's going to probably land around average or meh for us as a whole.
Probably average. It was an average show. Sorry, Weeknd, you know, the pandemic kind of messed you up.
We need some sound effects. Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
I mean, what do y'all think y'all getting from The Weeknd though? I mean, the sad boy music really gonna tear down the Super Bowl?
No, I really don't expect much. Like I said, I'm not really a big Weeknd fan. Like she said, all his stuff actually sounds the same. Like
it does.
It's like he has a sound. Like if you hear the song, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's The Weeknd. Like, so it's nothing that differentiates him.
I think to your point too, like what are we gonna get from The Weeknd? It's The Weeknd. Like that's exactly why I don't think he should rank very high. It's like, there's other people that come way better than The Weeknd.
Yeah, I think I'm just giving him more credit because I remember Sad Boy Weekend and tell me you love me. Like nobody wants to hear that at the Super Bowl, but this new like I'm a motherfucking star boy, like that kind of go. I was like, look at The Weeknd changing it up. You know, I'm just saying I'm not a big fan, but I think that the music sounds different because if you go listen to that old stuff, don't nobody want to hear that stuff at the Super Bowl. But you know, some of this new stuff, the little pop synth thing he got going on, I'll give him credit for that. But average is fine with me. I'm not gonna put up that much of a fight for The Weeknd.
You can keep that emo music. I'm good.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is the 1997 Blues Brothers Bash featuring Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman, and James Belushi, featuring James Brown and ZZ Top. They had to get something to get there.
No, I don't know what that, I don't know.
Like, let's just put that right there.
Slide that right there. Yep.
Wait a minute. You putting James Brown in the trash during my Black History Month? You can't give him that.
Hey.
Sometimes it got to go where it got to go.
James Brown.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Maybe,
but he was with the Blues Brothers and ZZ Top. Put that back down the trash.
Look. I won't be a part of that.
Sometimes you're guilty by association.
I'll be outvoted, but I ain't never said James Brown was trash a day in my life, and I ain't gonna stop.
I'm not saying. But
ahead,
it wasn't his halftime show. It wasn't just a James
Put it up
Brown
there like
halftime.
he said. Put it up there like he said. Now y'all wrong. Blues Brothers was big back then in 1997. So y'all baby just don't know that. That's
the senior of the group.
Y'all baby, you just don't know. That's all. But put him up to top.
Put him where? Say it again.
Oh, she muted.
The middle is fine. She said she don't know how this game go.
But you ain't gonna do James like that. I'm with the young man, not Black History Month 1, 2, and 97. Blues Brothers was big back then. At the Super Bowl doing their thing. I'm trying to give y'all a look. I'm 62. Okay. I do know what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Yes. If Mama say put it up there, we gonna put it up there. I'm not even about to argue. She won.
Put it up there.
He can hover in the middle. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, hover in the middle because I don't know what else you're gonna bring out of the vault.
Okay. Coming out the Disney vault. All right. I just got convicted on the show. All right. We're gonna move on.
Boy, we just got read our rights, Chris. Do you hear
we did. First time ever. Okay. Usually I'm like, no, it's whatever it's going. I'm like, oh, okay.
Not during my Black History Month. Not on my watch.
Not on her watch. All right.
Sometimes you're just guilty by association. That's all I'm saying.
True. All right. I'm gonna say this about this halftime show. I didn't know a damn thing about Bruce Springsteen.
Oh,
I knew exactly who he was after this show. This is one of the best halftime shows I've ever seen in my life. All right. This guy was full of energy. I was like, this old dude. And of course, my mom and my grandma, my whole family was jamming to the songs. I'm like, who is Bruce Springsteen? But that show was like those 3 songs that he did. I was like, okay, this guy is legit. So I think Bruce Springsteen belongs either great or amazing. Not God tier. It's not God tier. But great or amazing, in my opinion.
I have no comment for this.
Yeah.
What year was this?
This was 2009.
Is the year. This is directly after Tom Petty, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So you was probably still getting wings.
Yeah, and I was not even old enough to be paying attention in real life. Like 2009, I was 20. So
actually, this game was actually a really good game. This was the Cardinals Steelers game. This was the toe touch of doom at the end by Holmes.
You talking about Holmes?
Yeah.
See, I remember the parts in the game. I just don't remember the halftime show. So,
I don't know. Maybe they could just go right back to that, like where he did the toe touch. I'm like, was he really inbounds, or they just wanted to have a good ending? I don't know. We're gonna look at that replay again.
But it's Bruce Springsteen, so I'm not gonna put him in amazing. I'm not, because I think that if you have people list their most memorable Super Bowls, I don't think this is gonna be one of them, because it was Bruce Springsteen doing what he does. But I don't think it was bad by any means. I mean, I remember it. I definitely think that it's Bruce Springsteen. He does rock and roll, and he got up there and he did rock and roll, and he had the fireworks and he had the crowd going. It was like the environment, and it's a big departure from Tom Petty, which is kind of a sleepier version of what the Bruce Springsteen was given, right? So I'd be willing to go with great. It's probably more memorable than The Weeknd for me. The Weeknd is actually more recent, and I remember this more fondly. So I'd go great too. Probably not amazing though.
Understandable, except for you're saying that nobody remembers this one, but it's okay. I like it.
There's probably nothing memorable about this one in specifically. I think some of these have moments, and I couldn't tell you what the moment is. Now you could tell me what the moment is, but I definitely couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my mother and I agree that Bruce should go somewhere up at the top, especially over the ones we've already mentioned. He brought the energy. He has the classic song "Born in the USA," like football and USA go synonymous. So I think that the fireworks and the energy in the songs, classics, I think he deserves to be somewhere at the top. What's your opinion? I spoke for you, but now what's your opinion?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
He, especially because of the song, if nothing else, the song, because I know we all know the song, "Born in the USA."
Born in the USA. He started off with 10th Avenue Freeze Out, which if you haven't heard 10th Avenue Freeze Out in a live setting, listen to it on YouTube. It's probably one of the most powerful things you can see on film. And it came from Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Everybody said either great or amazing. Actually, I said great or amazing. So I think the average around here is great. And everybody's, so I'll just put it in great. It's a great halftime show. All right. Now, a little history on the next one we're about to talk about. This is the only country headliner for the Super Bowl. As crazy as it sounds, this is the only country headliner. Shania Twain is the only artist in the country genre to headline a Super Bowl.
That's crazy. You would think Garth Brooks would have did one.
Right. I had to look this up. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, wait a minute. She is.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
But she's more like country pop, though, right? Like,
yeah. But I think that's even crazier. That like it's damn near a pop star. And as many country folk watch football, you would think you'd be catering to those people. That Shania Twain's the best they got. That's crazy.
That's
wild. She has some hits.
Hell, the theme song for the NFL is fucking Carrie Underwood. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they love country music. Why would you only? That's crazy. I mean, you just blew my mind with that one.
And she still hasn't done a halftime show. That's crazy.
Yeah, she ain't gonna do it. But she
ain't gonna do one as long as Jay-Z and them is over it. Rock Nation is over it.
Yeah, right. That's a wrap for her.
They put Cassie up before they put Carrie Underwood.
Cassie's old. She's owed some things, so maybe she would get him.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So it wasn't just Shania Twain. So Shania Twain was announced from the NFL, and then No Doubt, which is a well-known rock group, alternative punk group, with Gwen Stefani as the headliner, as the lead singer. So you had Shania Twain, No Doubt. And then out of the blue, special guest Sting from the Police come out of nowhere to sing Meshes in a Bottle. So, in my opinion, this is probably either great or average. In my opinion, it wasn't meh because it was Shania Twain, and you had No Doubt, and then you had Sting. So, in my opinion, it's either average or great.
Yeah, I'm always gonna go up for Sting. That's like a cheat code. You throw Sting in there, I'm like, okay, what was he talking about? So I'm willing to go with that as well. Like Shania Twain and what is this? What is this? 08? What year is this? This gotta be before that, right?
This is 03.
Right, yeah. 03 Shania Twain. That's Shania Twain's cooking right then, right? So I guess people really cared about Shania Twain at the time. But like I said, when you bring in Sting and the Police and then No Doubt, they were really throwing everything at the wall. And so I'm good with going with great unless anybody has any huge objections.
This 03, I was not paying attention for real.
I think y'all muted, Mama.
Yeah, Mom's mute.
Mama, you muted.
Huh?
There we go.
I don't have one for Shania Twain and Sting and Gwen Stefani.
So, Chuck, you're on a good side again, Chuck.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so we'll just put it in great at the time. We'll see how we feel afterwards. All right, guys, this is the first one. This is Michael Jackson. Do we really have to say anything about Michael Jackson?
Just put it up there.
This man stood there for 3 minutes. People going nuts. Then he turned his head, and then the crowd went louder. I was like, come on, guys. Do we really have to say anything about Michael Jackson?
I mean, we going to put that at God tier. That's just,
no,
that's what started.
We're going to put it in trash.
Oh, well, all right.
It's like, no,
you tried to put James Brown down there. I don't know. I can't trust y'all no more. So we got to say the words. Michael Jackson is God tier.
Hey, I'm just saying.
That's because James Brown was guilty by association. That is
he
all
was
I'm
with
saying.
ZZ Top. That's why.
If you in the car when they robbed the bank, you was still going to jail. That is just it.
He got James Brown privilege. They gonna pull him right out and say, "Sir, get away from these criminals. Get away from ZZ Top. These long beards, I don't trust it. Come on, James. Come on over here." No. Michael Jackson is God tier. We don't have to say it, but it's my Black History Month, so we're gonna say it. That man invented the Super Bowl halftime show. It is what it is. There's nobody's gonna compare.
There is no halftime show without
Michael
Jackson.
So is Michael Jackson at the top? Is that what that is?
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He belonged there because he the biggest pop star of all time. People still talk about Michael Jackson. He belonged at the top.
You are absolutely correct.
The biggest pop star of all time. Your generation and mine. If he was still alive, people still be fainting over Michael Jackson.
That's true.
Hell, The Weeknd built a career trying to impersonate that man. You know what I'm saying?
He might not be able to stand up on his tippy toes and go, but he's still the biggest pop star.
Yeah, I do believe Michael Jackson should be in God tier just because he was the first legit one, and nobody, I don't think anybody since then could top that production quality and what he did back in '93. Like no one could just stand there and people just go crazy for you. Like
no, that would never happen though. Like
maybe Beyonce, maybe, but Michael Jackson.
I mean, she's about the closest, but it ain't gonna be for 3 minutes.
No,
I don't see it for 3 minutes. Like him just standing there and no one and not saying a word, just standing there, and people was just still like screaming,
fainting. Producers didn't know what to do. They were like, Michael,
just keep the camera on him. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was a good show. And actually, next one is actually a good show as well. This is the 1999 Super Bowl celebration of soul, salsa, and swing, featuring Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Gloria Estefan. Very good show. I saw the entirety of it. I wasn't there. I mean, I was there. I was alive to see it, but I was 4 years old, so I couldn't really watch it. But I went back and watched it. I was like, it's a pretty good show. So I think it should go in great, in my opinion. At the highest. Maybe average.
Well, I know that was like during the height of like Gloria Estefan and all of that, right? Like that was
Gloria
like
Estefan was big in like the 80s and 90s, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, that was 94, early 90s?
99.
Okay. Yeah.
And finally, Stevie Wonder got to do a Super Bowl.
He can go there somewhere by the weekend. I mean, I'm
gonna put him on the line with James Brown just because it's Stevie Wonder, and I don't want mine to chew me another one again. So you know what I'm saying? She can hit average. Yeah, we can do average.
Average, okay. It's an average show. Lady Gaga. This was 2017. I think that was a really good show. I'm a Lady Gaga fan, and the songs that she picked for that Super Bowl halftime show was excellent, in my opinion. She couldn't do anything worse than what she did. She actually jumped off the top of the stadium, which I thought was, if she didn't have those strings on her, I'd be like, okay, she's dead. But she had strings. And they had drones behind her with the American flag. She sung her greatest hits, and it was a good show. So I put it in amazing or great. Not God tier, because
there can only be one.
there can only be a few in God tier.
Ooh, we'll see.
But not Lady Gaga.
I agree with you though. I think that there's no way you can get anything better from Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga did what she did best for the entire show. She did all her hits. She jumped off the roof of the building. She played that little guitar thing, you know what I'm saying? That half guitar, half piano thing. She was in the crowd. She played the actual piano. She was on the stage. Like she did it all. If that's not a good halftime show, then what are you looking for in a halftime show? So I'd say probably amazing as well.
I'm somewhere between great and amazing just because it was a good show. She put on a good show, but I'm just not the biggest Lady Gaga fan. So it's somewhere between great and amazing. I sat down enough to watch a couple of her songs. So, and it's Lady Gaga. She was one of the biggest artists at the time.
The line was too long.
Yeah,
the line was too long at the table to get your food. I understand.
Pretty much, I had to wait.
You was like, man.
But no.
Yeah.
So I put it somewhere in amazing and great. It's up there in between them two for me.
All right, Danny, what do you think?
Yeah, Lady Gaga can go up there between great and amazing, in my opinion, too.
Okay. I say it was an amazing show. So
I'm down.
It was an amazing show. That's one of the shows that's like, okay, Lady Gaga, Super Bowl halftime show. Boom.
I mean, she did everything that everybody below her in those rankings did. Like she played the guitar, she danced, she jumped, she had pyrotechnics, she had choreography, she did ballads, she did all her hits. Like what else do you want from the lady?
I don't think she had a special guest either.
No, it was just her.
It was just her. That's crazy.
She went double platinum with no features.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she pulled a J. Cole. J. Cole should do a halftime show. Call up Jay-Z.
God, no, what? No, what?
Just one song. Just one song.
What song?
I don't know. One that won't get taken off by FCC.
Now I'll watch that one.
Yes. You get one bad word, it will be a blue screen for the Super Bowl. So, this is when the halftime show switched over. Like it was in the transition, but it completely switched over when Bruno Mars hit the stage in 2014. Now, the game, depending on which side you were rooting for, was a blowout. It was 43-8 with the Seattle Seahawks beating the Denver Broncos. But the halftime show, Bruno Mars, and then the special guests, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, if you didn't know who Bruno Mars was, which a lot of people didn't know who he was because they don't really listen to him, this was the show that put him on the map.
No, Bruno Mars put on a hell of a show that year.
Yes.
That was probably one of my favorites. But Bruno Mars always gonna put on a good show. Like wherever he step on stage, it just seemed like he know what to do and how to entertain the people that's in the crowd, or even just the people, period. So I mean, that was an amazing show to me. That was probably one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked White Bruno back when he was making his pop music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't hate it. Yeah, look, we're not gonna get on here and act like Bruno. We ain't gonna get on here and act like Bruno hasn't been two different people in his career. Like one day he woke up and was like, you know what? I could appropriate pretty, like him and Donald Glover got the same idea at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, yeah, Bruno, when he was dancing to Treasure and Billionaire and all the little rock songs, he brought out the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Very much a different Bruno that you would get this time. You know what I'm saying? Anderson .Paak's coming out with that wig and they're doing some soul music now. But that Bruno, that was a good Bruno. And I think like you said, it kind of put Bruno on the map for people who weren't listening to pop music. And then once Bruno got that audience, he kind of went the other direction. So I thought it was great. And then the Red Hot Chili Peppers does what Bruno does as well, the rock part. So it just, they were all doing the hits. Anytime a person gets out there and does like the biggest songs that they're known for and the crowd goes up, I'm always going to give them more credit for that. So Bruno probably did great or amazing, probably for Bruno. I don't know if Bruno gives a better halftime performance now than he did then though. It just depends, I guess, on your taste for his music.
I'm moving. I'm with the amazing.
Even then, Bruno had the hits. Even then, like even though Bruno made a lot of pop music, a lot of black people still liked his pop music. So it wasn't like it was just catered to pop music. A lot of people still like Bruno pop music, and then he decided to switch over to that soul side. But he had to get his audience. So what would you do? You make music catered to white America, right? You get your white America audience, and then you bring them over to the side that you want. You make your money from that white America, and then you make your money. You do the music that you really want to do. So I mean, but he still put on a hell of a performance, even with Silk Sonic. It still be a good performance. So.
Silk Sonic should do a halftime show.
No, look, I mean,
if you're listening to NFL,
that would be a dope. Even though they probably couldn't do a whole 30 minutes by themselves, but they could like bring somebody out.
They can do 30 minutes by themselves.
They're gonna do that one album?
They don't have that many hits. That's what I'm saying.
They only got 4 songs on the radio. They only have one album.
They have one album, but they can only do like the 2 songs that everybody knows. Then Anderson .Paak can do one of his songs, and then Bruno Mars can do 2 of his songs.
Bruno Mars can reach back. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
No, I mean you're right, but how many people know Anderson .Paak songs? Like how many people countrywide?
He could do the one that everybody knows.
How many white Americans know Anderson .Paak song?
Trust me, you'd be surprised.
It ain't. They're gonna be like, "Who is this nigga on this TV? And why is he performing?"
While they're dancing, though, they be like, "Who's this nigga?
Who's that nigga on that NAD, boss?"
Who's this nigga?
You know what I'm saying? So
Hey.
it'll be kind of hard.
I mean, Bruno Mars is going to be amazing for me.
No, yeah. I agree.
That's fine.
Uh-oh, hold on. Boop. There we go. All right. Now, this is a Detroit-based podcast. I'm going to put that out there. We're set primarily in the Detroit metro area.
What up, though?
What up, though? This next halftime show was set at Ford Field in Detroit. This is the Rolling Stones from Super Bowl 40. So they did a song that everybody knows, Start Me Up, to start it up. No pun intended. And then they did one of their new songs from 2006 that nobody knew, nobody cared about. And then they finished off with a song that more people didn't care about. So in my opinion, this should be either meh or trash. In my opinion. Okay, Chuck is trash. Okay, Chuck got trash. Okay.
Meth, because it probably was all on meth.
Meth. They probably were.
All right.
Trash.
I'm not debating that.
What is this image? I can't even make it out. I see
this is that's the trademark Rolling Stones logo, like the lips and the tongue coming out, and they made a stage out of it.
That looks like some nappy head kid. No, that
just yeah.
I'm a nappy head. I got it, so I can say that. But I don't like the look.
Yeah, man.
No, but trash. Yeah.
Yeah, Rolling Stones. I mean, they're a great rock group, but not for the Super Bowl halftime show. Like 40 years after their prime. Like this is not the time and place.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching it was like, all right, I'm gonna go make my plate.
And the game was trash too. Like refs were making mistakes. Seattle should have won that game, but it's okay.
You thought they was gonna let Jerome Bettis lose his last game at home? What are you talking about?
They would have if they would have went by the rules.
The script was written perfectly.
It sure was. The bus is, just coming in like, man, bump that. And bump this Super Bowl. The Rolling Stones are in trash. Also from Detroit, we have Diana Ross. I think this was let me see, 1996, 30 years of Motown. Or 40 years by that time. But so they're celebrating. A lot of Motown acts came out. I think NSYNC came out. I don't know who this was, but she had a helicopter and all that stuff. She was being taken away in it. It was a whole lot of stuff going on. So 1996, Diana Ross, she did some of her best hits, but I think it should go on average. Just because she gets kudos because she's from Detroit, but that halftime show was like cringeworthy.
I mean, as soon as you said average, Mom popped her head up like she has some.
I saw it too. That's why I looked down. I was like, yeah. So
I'm not gonna
waiting to see what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna go ahead and you can have the floor. I'm not gonna say nothing at all.
I'm not gonna say anything else either.
Well, we're talking about the great Diana Ross.
Do you think men were at the game like
men? No, but I think white America was more celebrating Diana Ross than maybe us. I'm not saying that we don't, but I'm saying she's a big crossover, Diana Ross. Big crossover. So she caters to African Americans and the whites. So they all grew up with her, knowing her songs when she was with the Supremes. I mean, Diana Ross is an icon. I wouldn't say it was trash. I wouldn't say that she was MEH. I might say she was. I might say meth. Oh, meth. I thought it was meth.
No.
That's why I say it was probably all on meth. I would say Diana Ross probably get if you're talking about us giving it a putting it somewhere, we probably would say like average because but if we're basing it on what we think everyone that was watching that show and the halftime show, I think they would probably say it was great. I ain't gonna say it was amazing. I kind of want to say God tier, but I ain't putting nobody. The only reason I say that is because I know white America. Listen, first of all, I ain't putting nobody up there in the God tier. Nobody goes up there, but I see Michael's up there.
Preach, preacher.
That's true.
So
That's true.
technically, Diana Ross is on God tier level.
Yeah.
What?
But what's the halftime show?
I know y'all don't think that, but yeah, she still.
I mean, she is a God tier level artist, but for the halftime show, no.
Okay, we're talking about for a halftime show, but listen,
we are talking about.
I know we are talking about halftime show. I get that, but I'm trying to tell you, football is America's game. White folks enjoy Diana Ross, but I get what you're saying.
I love Diana.
They're like, but she's gonna be average, and then that's giving her more credit than she deserves. According to the facial expressions right now.
I have nothing to listen.
They're only showing you respect, but hey, come on.
I'm gonna mute myself.
I'm gonna say what it is. Diana Ross is dope as hell, but Diana Ross getting up there and singing "Baby Love" during a football game, it ain't really gonna move me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure that a lot of people went up for the halftime shows, but it's the song she picks. Like she doing the Supremes hits from 81 in 96. It's like, maybe that's not what 81? People want to hear. I mean, I don't know what year some of these songs is from. I mean, I'm sure they weren't from the 90s. And so, you got 10-year, 15-year-old songs that are, on here from, the 70s, from the 80s or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, it's probably not the most exciting thing to listen to in the 90s, is all I'm saying. So I'd be willing to go with.
But how many people know her songs from the 70s? Everybody they know her songs.
Oh, absolutely. But I know a lot of songs from the 70s. I don't want to hear the football game too.
Okay. All right. Dap.
I'll put it at average. I'll put it at average.
I give you that. Not a dap.
I got you.
I'll put her in average. Okay, now let's talk about this halftime show. This was the halftime show that was like, okay, you started off great, but then you went completely a whole tangent the other way. This is the Maroon 5 halftime show, the year that everybody was boycotting the halftime show, but they were like, yeah, Maroon 5 can do it. So we weren't, I was watching it. I didn't care about the boycott, but I was watching it regardless. But Maroon 5 did an actually good show. It was okay. Good. Okay. Teetering, But then he took his shirt off and all the girls started screaming. Then I was like, okay, let me go get something to eat real quick. I pulled the chuck. I went to go eat. So this was an average show for me. It started off great, but then it went to average.
I mean, it was just like a regular concert to me. Like, it wasn't nothing spectacular besides knowing the Maroon 5 songs that they sing. It wasn't nothing like Super Bowl halftime show, like spectacular. It was just like they was just up there putting on an average ass concert that they will show every day on tour or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I will put it in. It's between and average. So
yeah.
I mean, you can't put on a concert, a tour concert at the Super Bowl show just because it's the Super Bowl. Like, you got to go above and beyond for the Super Bowl.
True.
So I remember this way differently. I'm from the South, and I remember that Big Boy came out and performed Kryptonite, and I remember that Travis Scott was in there doing Sicko Mode in 2019. Like, bro, they were big deals. That was the hottest song on the radio in the country. Travis Scott comes out while you got Maroon 5, which is one of the biggest bands at the time. Adam Levine, one of the biggest faces with #1 hits at the time too. Again, you bring out Big Boy to kind of appeal to the Atlanta audience as well. I mean, we haven't seen Big Boy, we haven't seen Outkast perform that much even in recent years anyway. And so for me to be like, meh, to a Big Boy coming out and do a Kryptonite, I just can't sign off on that. So if he's gonna be average, it needs to be at the top of that average, or for me at the bottom of that great.
You can't. I'm sorry. Great. It can't be great unless if you could pull Andre 3000 out of the hole that he be in, then that will just take it over the top. But Big Boy be everywhere.
Look, I'm not putting a Travis Scott Maroon 5 concert in 2019 underneath Gloria Estefan.
I'm not a Travis Scott fan, so it really don't matter.
Yeah, look, I'm not a huge fan of him either, but I know the song was gigantic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Sicko Mode was probably the hottest song that year, but it just is.
Again,
I didn't want to hear shit. Maybe
if we're tier listing these against each other, look at what it's next to. It's like, if you're putting it between average and meh, but no disrespect to Diana Ross, we doing the Supreme's greatest hits in '96. I'm sorry, I can't put it down there.
I agree. Let's put it in great. Because I did forget about the Travis Scott, and before that they did a SpongeBob, like they're about to sing "Sweet Victory," but then they cut it. They cut it. That's why I'm putting it in average. Then Big Boy came out. I guess he's great.
Yeah, you a '90s kid and you rooting against SpongeBob. Woo, this is Black History.
Actually, this is a Crisscross Studios only confidential thing that I have never seen an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. I have never seen the show in my life. Ever. I didn't grow up with cable, and by the time I was old enough to watch it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, SpongeBob. You missed the boat on that one. Look.
I did.
Not my business. All I'm saying is, if we're looking at these now, because we have enough on the board to kind of outline what these levels of competition are. And I'm like, putting Maroon 5 between Diana Ross and Tom Petty is disrespectful, especially in 2019, but also to include Big Boy and Travis Scott in that, they would have had to come out and do 3 power ballads for me to even agree to that. So I'm gonna have to. I mean, because what do you think Tom Petty was doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, if we're looking for energetic type football game atmosphere, I'd bump that up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's good. Danny, what do you think?
I agree with Chappell. Is that what it is? Chappell?
It's Chappelle.
Chappelle. I agree with whatever you just said.
Agree. Okay. It's Maroon 5. It could have been better, in my opinion. It could have been better.
As a youth, I was listening to them on my way to school, so respect to Maroon 5. But I don't remember the performance, so I can't really speak to it. But if you brought out Travis Scott and Big Boy, I would agree that we need to put some respect on their name.
Put some respect on their name. Put some respect on their name.
That's right. All right, Mom. All right.
So, yeah. She done pulled out the baby on us.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think she's trying to talk about that viral. What is it?
No, they said it.
Oh.
I'm talking about baby.
Oh yeah, I don't even know.
At the Breakfast Club.
Oh.
Put some respect
on
that.
Where that came
from. Yeah, that's where that came from.
She be thinking I don't know stuff. I watch stuff.
Yeah,
Mama say she ain't as old as you think.
I guess not.
Still in the loop.
She's just as embarrassing as I think.
Speaking of embarrassing, was this Coldplay's halftime show, or was it Bruno Mars and Beyonce's halftime show? Because I love Coldplay. Coldplay is one of my favorite bands of all time. But you go bring in Beyonce.
That said,
Bruno?
would you book Coldplay for a halftime show?
No.
Okay. I rest my case. That's all I like. And somebody who likes Coldplay, actually, when you say that, I would book them for a halftime show. I wouldn't put Beyonce and Bruno Mars in the same halftime show. Yeah, I mean, it's Coldplay. The Scientists, Viva La Vida, them cool little, songs that you listen to when you vibing. It's a football game.
But then when you put them in Levi Stadium in California, the halftime show is at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, you can't do the same show that Coldplay would do in an arena at night. Like, that's a whole different experience. So I think Coldplay got the short end of the stick on this one.
And then Bruno and Beyonce, like you said, Bruno and Beyonce showed up, and it was Black Bruno. Black Bruno is a different monster.
Black Bruno showed up with Mark Ronson.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then Beyonce came out with a new song, Formation, with the Black Panthers.
And white people pretended to hate that song until she did it at the halftime show, and then all of a sudden they all forgot.
It was like, oh yeah, Beyonce.
So pretty much you telling me Bruno Mars and Beyonce saved that halftime show and
they
took it from trash into probably average, or
right.
It wasn't trash. It was saving from a mess show because Coldplay was a great band, but it was in the daytime in California, and they did some songs that people really didn't know or people didn't want to hear. But then Beyonce and Bruno came out. I was like, oh snap, we back up. We here now. So I think it went from mad to great.
To great?
It was great. It was a great halftime show. Bruno and Beyonce did a dance.
Yeah, because he did Uptown. Yeah. I mean,
what?
I'm gonna put it at average just because you start. If you start at man, you can't jump 2 tiers. It's gonna have to. It went from.
Sure, you can. It's a cross tier list.
No, it probably started. It probably started at trash and then ended up at average.
Okay.
Using Beyonce to jump some tears that's a pro tip right there. You failing, just throw Beyonce in the mix real quick and let your stock rise. But I agree.
Yeah.
I think that if you let Coldplay cook that entire show, we're talking about them with Tom Petty. And I think that you bring Beyonce and Bruno and people stop talking about the Coldplay part. I forgot this was Coldplay's show. I thought it was Beyonce and Bruno Mars. I thought when you said Bruno Mars earlier, I thought you was about to talk about this.
This the one I really thought he was talking about for sure.
Exactly. That's why I was like, oh, that was white Bruno. That's why I said that, because I had to register that Bruno had did it.
There was the white Bruno one
life.
and there was the black Bruno one. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'd put this in average as well, just because like I see what they tried to do with the Beyonce thing, but like really Coldplay, we gonna really just bump you up like that because of this.
And they didn't even advertise them. They just advertised Coldplay. So when Bruno and Beyonce came out, I was like, wait a minute. Hold up.
Right. I damn near dropped my wings. Right.
Like I did drop my wings. I'm gonna put that out there. But I had to clean up a whole mess. It was bad. But yeah, I think it should be an average. Or at least the lowest part of great, in my opinion. But all right, Danny, Mom.
Average.
Let me have it.
I agree with Chappelle.
Okay, average. Good show. It was a good show. Actually, the whole thing was like, okay, even the game was just trash. So it was just a very defensive game. So
when you put in an average, do you think it's more memorable than like the weekend? What like you feel like it's supposed to be right?
I think it's more memorable. I think it's more memorable than the weekend, in my opinion.
I agree.
Just because everybody remember Bruno and Beyonce being there, but like you say, I forgot that it was actually Coldplay halftime show.
Yeah, if the people that are supposed to go on before you are bigger than you, that you shouldn't be a headliner. I'm just saying.
And isn't it a weird year to pick Coldplay as well? You know,
no, they were the top of their game in 2015. I give them that. 2015,
were they in 2015?
Oh yeah, they dropped that album. Miles Alito just came out a few years ago, and then the Adventures of a Lifetime album just came out that year too. So they were pretty they're at the top.
Yeah, I think by that time I was off the Coldplay train. That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, they went pop on us. us. They weren't like alternative rock anymore. They were just like, okay, we're gonna appeal because Maroon 5 is appealing to everybody. So they went the Maroon 5 version way. So, what is this? Oh, this is Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, can I do this one?
Go ahead.
So I was in this Super Bowl. This is why this is why your Facebook post caught my attention, because I was in the Super Bowl halftime performance. It was Black Eyed Peas, it was Slash and Usher, and the Prairie View A&M Marching Storm, which I was in. And so I played the drums in this halftime show performance, and it was cool. It was in Dallas, Texas. I think the Steelers lose that Super Bowl to the Packers, maybe.
Yep.
I think Lil Wayne had just dropped Green and Yellow, which is weird. But yeah, it was a time. And so I remember this vividly. It was a great time. And I literally just clicked like and commented so I could come tell everybody I was in the Super Bowl.
So you were on.
What was it on the ground level? Sorry.
What'd you say?
Go ahead.
What was the?
I could hear you muted.
What was it like on the grounds level, just being in with the energy?
So, spoiler alert, this is my second Super Bowl performance. I'll get to the first one when we get there. But the first time, like, it was cool because this was Jerry's World, I believe, the first year the Cowboys opened it up. And so they had sold out all them tickets, and there wasn't enough space for everybody. Jerry had did the things that Jerry Jones does for money. So it was kind of ratchet in that sense. But it snowed in Dallas too, and it never snows in Texas, like rarely. And so people weren't prepared for that. It was very interesting. The choreographer, he also went to Prairie View, and so that's how he got hooked up with us because he needed a band for the Black Eyed Peas. And so on like a halftime show performance level, both times I've done it, it kind of worked the same way. What they do is when they come into your city, they offer like local entities like a chance to be a part of, a part of the performance, right? So they might go get dancers from a local high school, community college, whatever, marching band, blah, blah, blah. And so there was a lot of dances there, but you practice essentially for 3 days. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning, maybe or something like that, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday performance. But yeah, it was cool. It was, like I said, second time I did it, it was dope. And then they rush you out of there because you did not pay for a ticket. So you do the halftime show and then you get the hell out the stadium. So yeah, it was.
So
you
can't even watch the Super Bowl.
They don't even have you in the arena. They have you underneath the stadium in like the locker room type areas and the hallways and stuff like that before they rush you in, and then they rush you out when the clock hits 0. And so yeah. But like I said, twice, it was a good time. And then again, it's Usher. They brought out Slash, which is, like low key a black artist that nobody knows about. And then the Black Eyed Peas. So it was kind of cool.
So you went to Prairie View.
I did, yeah.
And you're from the Dallas area?
I'm from Houston.
Oh, Houston. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
So what was your second Super Bowl?
This was my second Super Bowl.
Oh, so what was the first one?
It was in Houston. I'll tell you when we get there.
Oh,
or you should already know.
We'll get
yeah.
there.
Yeah, or you should already know. Yeah.
You were like, Houston. I was like, oh yeah, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. Actually, we got a few until we get there, but
AT&T Stadium made it to a Super Bowl before Dak Prescott. Wow.
That's crazy. That's real crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
So for this one, I don't know. It was Black Eyed Peas. Of course, Usher was there, which will be here this year, headlining. Slash. The only thing that killed Slash was Fergie singing Sweet Child of Mine. And
it was really bad.
It was very bad, very cringeworthy.
Anytime she get on the mic.
Right. I believe this was average or great.
I'd say average. I mean,
yeah.
Or man.
You know what?
I'm gonna say
I don't remember that.
I'd probably say average just because what else is in average, but also like it's not very memorable. Like hell, even for me that was there, I wasn't like, no, y'all tripping. It was wild. I was kind of like, it was straight.
Yeah, it was an average show. I remember the show. It was just average. Like,
yeah,
I don't remember the show at all.
I think what it is like it's the Black Eyed Peas as well, right? So the Black Eyed Peas is a very specific audience, and then it wasn't like the highest point of the Black Eyed Peas. It was kind of like the rebirth of the Black Eyed Peas, and then you brought in Usher doing pop songs. He did OMG, which everybody thinks he might pull out for this one.
Was it not the best? Was it not their height? Because
no,
this is like 5 songs in the top 10.
But they performed "Where Is the Love," and they did like "Let's Get It Started," and I want to say
they did their old hits.
Exactly. So they did what they were known for, not the new stuff. Is probably what I'm getting at.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, they were the highest when they did that, but they did their early 2000 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I remember the performance. It just wasn't nothing that like stood out in the performance to make you put it above average. Like it was just like it was just an average performance.
I'd agree. It's kind of like what you said earlier, where you said like this is kind of what you expect from like a Bruno Mars Maroon 5 concert. Yeah, like this is what I'd expect from a Black Eyed Peas concert. Like You know, you do a couple like the fast songs, and then you do like Where's the Love, maybe bring out a special guest, and then wrap it up. And then like if it was Usher doing Usher songs, you know, that everybody know and love, then cool. But Usher doing OMG, it's kind of just a crowd mover, you know. Not to say that people don't love that song, but yeah, it's just a crowd.
He might do it tomorrow night too. This is gonna be crazy.
If he do it twice, Lord,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't, but
because he got way more of his songs that's way more popular than OMG to do.
Actually, OMG was pretty huge. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, that's because he brought that out when that EMD stuff started really getting popular, you know, in America. But like I say, he got way more hits.
Yeah, he does. And they announced that Alicia Keys is going to be on there too. So we already know what that means.
My boo.
Well, we get my boo. You know you getting my boo. You know Ludacris probably gonna be there, so you know you're gonna get but you knew that was gonna happen anyway.
True. And we'll get to the Usher halftime show later in the show because we're gonna talk about what might happen. Okay, I got some predictions. So, and they're wild predictions. They might not happen. So you know. All right. This one is also, in my opinion, gonna go up in God tier as well. Prince is gonna go in God tier because he did Let's Go Crazy. He did Purple Rain, In the Rain, In a Thunderstorm.
Oh, rain, purple rain.
See? So in my opinion, Prince is going in God tier. And I'm gonna say above Michael Jackson.
Boy, no.
You got fighting words.
No,
now you pushing it, B.
Yeah, you tried it. That one, roll it back, run it back. Come on,
I'm not
come on back
pushing
home.
nothing. I'm home.
Nah,
I'm just being real. Like the production quality for Michael Jackson was great, but if Prince didn't have the rain and the thunderstorm during Purple Rain, you don't need an executive producer to do that. That's just God saying, here's the stage.
God tried to save Prince because he knew people was going to compare him to Michael Jackson for the rest of his life, and they will, and they always put him right there below Michael Jackson. So God even threw the rain at Prince, and we still talk about Michael as a bigger Super Bowl performance than this. Stop playing with me.
So look, this is my thing on it. As someone who's not into, I respect both, but when I think about Prince, I'm thinking about this, right? With the lighters up. When I'm thinking about Michael Jackson, I'm thinking about everybody in the crowd, like, you know, doing all the moving, jumping. So I would say Michael Jackson should be before Prince.
True. I
agree.
Chris is like, I hear you.
Go ahead and switch that back, big dog. There we go. Yeah. All right. Now all is right with the world.
Woo, yeah, I started to sweat over here. I said, what's going on?
That's what we do over here.
Another earthquake because of that.
Yeah. That's what we do on the Great Debaters. We do some, controversial things. Like put James Brown.
When he say we, it's mostly be him.
Nuh-uh. James Brown's gonna be a God tier too, just for that. It's like no. But yeah, Prince was a really good show. This next one is a very important Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl right after 9/11 in 2002. This was the U2 halftime show. I'm a huge U2 fan, so automatically I'm going to think that they're between God tier and great. But realistically, when I saw the Super Bowl for the first time, because this was my first actual Super Bowl halftime show watching, I would just say it was great for the time, because then America needed an uplifting, and they sung all their good songs that uplift people, and they had the names of all the people that passed away in both attacks and the hijacked plane that the people took over. So, and the people that responded to all three attacks. So that was actually pretty nice for U2 and the NFL to do, and U2 deserves to be above average just because of that.
Someone
not God tier.
So you giving it great because of
I'm
the
giving
sentimental
it great
value of it.
Sentimental value, the songs that they did, And
I don't care. I didn't watch it, so go ahead.
I hate you, Chuck. I hate you so much.
I think there's a lot of sentimental value that goes in. I think everything you said is true. I think that, you start showing, the people who died in 9/11. I think, how football is, connected with all like the historical events, like the patriotism of all that moment. It's why people get so salty when you kneel and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because all that stuff, they tied that together. They made it all football, and all of that was involved in that year. Yeah. So I'll give them. I will never forgive you two for putting that album on my iPhone without my consent. I will never forgive them. And I think it was great at best, because I think that if you have all of that tied into your Super Bowl, people should be talking about it more. And I think that if you hadn't reminded me that was a 9/11 Super Bowl, I would definitely not be talking about U2 in the great category for any Super Bowl halftime performance.
Just because they put the album on your phone?
That is one of the reasons. One of many.
And we just talked about that on the Crisscross Corner podcast, because we did the top songs of 2014, in my opinion. And I talked about when U2 put that album on people's phones. Man, people was mad.
Because that wasn't even the album I would have wanted. What's that? Yeah. Like, of the U2 albums, that's the one you gave me? Okay. Right. So like I said, I'd go with great just because of how heavy that was for, America, I guess.
Feeling great.
Heavy on the I guess.
Heavy on the I guess. Okay.
What you
Let's see, he put it up there with the great.
Yes, that's what they said, because of the sentimental value.
Okay.
She's disappointed.
Oh, you wasn't feeling
it. They put it up there with the greats.
Right.
Hey man, U2's one of the greats. They got albums.
No, I meant that 9/11 stuff. I think all of the
in the 9/11, more so the 9/11 stuff. You're right, Chappelle. You're right.
It was more so of the sentimental value of the show than actually people remembering the show. It was more so people probably remembering the sentimental value of the show and what they did, how they represented, everybody from the 9/11, instead of like exactly the performance of what U2 did.
Right.
Oh, the performance is great. U2 does amazing performances. If someone needs to do a humanitarian concert, they bring U2. And that's just history from the 80s.
It's like, I remember them.
But it's kind of like you said, humanitarian. It's like you have to tie them to something.
Yeah.
U2, did you make it to the Milky Way?
Yep. No, that's not U2. That's not U2.
I thought that was Train.
That was Train.
That's who?
That was Train. And Train needs to do a halftime show.
That's what I'm saying. People be booking U2 thinking they Train. I'm sorry. I can't get with you on this one.
That's Train.
If I got to go with a humanitarian effort and I got to pick between Train and U2, it's a coin toss.
Oh, dang.
A coin toss?
I like the song she was singing better.
Yeah. Sure. Tell me.
See? You ain't breaking a one U2 song.
I could. Beautiful Day.
You can, but you did it.
Yeah, but because she sung it. She sung the song. And I was like, wait a minute, what was that song? And I was like, oh yeah, tell me.
It jams. She ain't wrong.
It does. This Super Bowl was literally NFL trying to put too much into a Super Bowl halftime show. This is 2012. This is Madonna, CeeLo Green, MIA, Nicki Minaj. I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Who played during the Super Bowl?
2012 was the Patriots New York Giants Super Bowl 2.
Oh
yeah.
That's not fair. Is there such a thing as too much when it comes to
this was way too much. But the songs they did were great.
I would like to know what
songs like a big goulash of entertainers, like a big goulash of
yeah, Madonna.
Like they was they was trying to appease everybody with the whole Super Bowl. Like you had your rap with Nicki Minaj, you had your Madonna, you had your MIA. They was just trying to appease too many people at one time, and it just probably made the shit average.
That was the first.
It was Madonna's Super Bowl. But the songs that she did included songs from my generation, younger generations than mine, and then CeeLo Green came out. I was like, okay, why is CeeLo Green here? He came out during Like a Prayer, and he was like doing with a choir or something. I don't know. It was too much for me, so I put it in average.
So it's average
or meh. It's a Super Bowl that if it was just Madonna doing the Super Bowl, I could dig it because she has hits that she could just do by herself, like Lady Gaga. But she brought in everybody. And I was like, okay.
So did Nikki not save it?
She didn't save it. She didn't save it. This is also the year that This is also the year MIA flipped the bird to the cameras, and then we didn't have a rap act for like 4 years after this.
We let MIA ruin rap in the Super Bowl for us.
Yes, for like a good, actually 10 years, because actually more than 10 years.
Of all the people to take us out,
MIA.
Paper Planes.
Paper Planes.
Who was it? Nikki?
No, MIA. Nicki Minaj was okay.
Oh,
MIA messed up everything. Because of MIA, we haven't had a rap group since then. We haven't had one since like that actually headline since Dr. Dre and Eminem did it a few years ago.
Wasn't LMFAO in this thing as well? Wasn't that the same?
Yes, they were. I forgot.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wasn't that the everyday?
Yeah, that is too much.
That was too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
we're gonna get into
trying
those.
to appease every genre in one Super Bowl show, and was like, all right, let's just throw in.
Don't worry, Chuck.
Everybody.
Don't worry, Chuck. There's more. The early 2000s. There's gonna be more of those shows. Okay.
Yeah,
but it's just like too much to make it average.
Yeah, and then it was low key all still pop music because it wasn't like Nicki Minaj came out and did a rap song. It's not like CeeLo came out and did a rap song. They was all just like
no, they did Madonna songs. I remember she did like it was "Give Me Your Love" by Madonna, and then Nicki Minaj just came out. I was like, what the heck? Do a rap song.
Here's CeeLo Green do Like a Prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense to me.
Madonna's career doesn't make sense.
It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense, but she made money. So
yeah. That's why my first question was what songs did these people do together? Because why are they on the stage together? And it'd be different if they all did separate things. Like the Usher was not performing with the Black Eyed Peas; he performed separate of the Black Eyed Peas. You know what I'm saying? True. Like Coldplay didn't perform with Beyonce and Bruno Mars. They let them have their portion, and then Coldplay did Coldplay things. I don't want to hear Bruno Mars singing Viva La Vida with Coldplay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe I'd rather him sing it than Coldplay sometimes. You know, if he did a cover, I'd listen, but that ain't why I showed up here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like this. I don't just all that to say I'm not.
I don't like this.
Yeah,
I just don't like this.
Yeah, not my fave.
Once she brought up LMFAO, everyone was like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
we F this show."
Rihanna.
But yeah, Rihanna, she was like I said in the beginning of the show, Rihanna's halftime show was great for what it was. I can't put it in amazing. I put it in great. Because if she wasn't pregnant,
I would agree. I think we all expected more from her
if she wasn't
long, and then them lazy dance moves. But she was pregnant. So
yeah, if Beyonce wasn't, I mean, if Rihanna wasn't pregnant, she definitely would have put on an amazing show. I agree.
Oh, you sound like you crushing, Chuck. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's Rihanna. What do you mean?
Right, we all crushing.
Hold on, Chuck. How did when we were talking about this, all the rest of the shows, you didn't have that light coming off your face?
That's what I'm saying. He leaned in.
That's the inner light coming out.
That's God letting y'all know how much, you know.
That's the Rihanna glow.
You're like,
there you go.
Right.
It's that venti glow.
I ain't gonna hold you. This is the most disappointed I've ever been with Rihanna in my life. Okay. First of all, I don't want to hear that Rihanna's pregnant by another man. I don't want to hear that. I don't ever want to hear that. And that was pregnancy number 2. 2 slaps in the face from Rihanna to me. I was like, what's happening here? Also, she get up there and like you said, kind of do her, you know, she's pregnant, so we're gonna give her a pass, but she wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't up there giving us all that Rihanna can give us. So I think I had high expectations. And then when they didn't meet my expectations, I was very disappointed. So it's really hard for me to say this was great because I was really like, God dang, man, if she wasn't pregnant, we really could have had something nice. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, we would have a way better halftime show, but she did what she could because she was announced way before the baby bump. What she knew was she was pregnant. They do say that was the world's the biggest like pregnancy reveal because nobody knew she was pregnant until we were like, wait a minute, is she pregnant?
Yeah, everybody was figuring it out. Yeah, in the moment. But here's the thing. So like, look at your tiers, and at the top of average, you have Coldplay, Bruno Mars, and Beyonce. And then, so pregnant Rihanna performance better than that?
Oh,
I think it's better than the weekends. I think it's better than the weekend.
I remember the Beyonce and Bruno Mars moment, and I would probably watch that again. I don't think I would ever watch that Rihanna performance again. And that's true. And I'm just, like, I'm not trying to sway nobody. I'm just saying that's how I'm grading.
You swayed me, Chappelle. I believe.
Even with all that, such a great argument you just made, everybody would watch Rihanna 20 times over.
Yeah. You think? Oh yeah. Okay. So Rihanna probably. So Rihanna higher than Beyonce and Bruno and.
But Coldplay. I remember it better than Tom Petty though. So I think it's top of meh.
Nah, wait, how do we get to meh?
Can I move? No,
you are not.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I think that. Okay, hold on.
Are you making an executive decision on behalf of?
I'm not making a executive. I'm going off of what Chappelle said. I was like, that's
I said hold on.
I will put it above the weekend for sure.
That's what I said. Like,
I was talking about, do we put it over Beyonce? I don't know how it ended up in
meh. We haven't done Beyonce yet.
I'm talking Coldplay featuring Beyonce and Bruno Mars. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I don't know how she ended up down there with meh.
I remember the Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars better than Rihanna. But I'll take it better than the weekend. So I put it between the weekend and that show.
Well, I think Danny was saying that she thinks it's over Beyonce and Coldplay and Bruno Mars. Is that correct, Danny? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
What?
We're talking about everybody, right? We're talking about what people as a whole would probably say about the show. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm just going off of your cop. I'm like, what?
I understand what she's saying just because Coldplay was just,
I know. It just brought everything down,
That's what so I will agree with Danny of putting it above the Beyonce, Coldplay, Bruno Mars, because Coldplay took that from was a meh, and then Beyonce and Bruno Mars brought it up to the average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd put this above that as well. I think that's a good point.
So I will put Rihanna above that
over Bruno Mars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
Just because it wasn't a Beyonce and Bruno Mars halftime show. It was a Coldplay halftime show.
It wasn't, but it became the Beyonce Bruno Mars.
That ended up getting stolen by Bruno Mars and Beyonce.
Don't say stolen just because they're black. It became. I'm playing.
All right, they brawled it and never brought it back.
That's right. Guilty until innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
that's what they want to say. Guilty until proven innocent. But anyway,
they brought some sugar and never. They brought the sugar and never brought it back. That's all it was.
Y'all killing me.
And speaking of shows that nobody wanted, Justin Timberlake, we're gonna put him in trash to start off. And now I want to hear y'all arguments about this.
I say average.
Who was with it?
I say it was amazing.
Could someone remind me exactly? Wait, somebody needs to remind me what Justin Timberlake did because I don't recall what this was.
Was Janet Jackson, right?
No. This was the Justin Timberlake headliner.
Yeah, I don't know. Was this when he was doing like his new Justin Timberlake songs when he did like the Drink You Away and stuff? Oh yeah,
he did. Yeah. He started off with the Tennessee Kids, like doing his like suit and tie stuff, but then he went south with his new album that nobody liked.
Yeah, no, you could leave.
He did Sexy Back too.
I forgot he even did a halftime show. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
JT has done, I think, 3 of them at this point.
But I forgot he headlined one by himself. Like,
he sure did.
This is bad. This is bad because this man is a megastar who's been a star most of my life, pretty much. And for me to not even remember that he did one and then the memory I have is not good. I don't know how he did this. How did you fumble so hard?
Actually, this was the game. This is the show that people remember the game more than the halftime show. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Patriots. That was the game of the century, literally. And Justin Timberlake was like an afterthought, especially with the show he did. And I was like, really? The new album, though? So that's all I think.
He can hang out in trash for all I care. I don't care. I'm not gonna put no argument up for this.
Hang out.
Yeah. It could definitely just stay right there. He good. He's home.
Damn.
Hospital ground. I'm outruled.
Well, what are you thinking?
We also said that certain people, just because of who they are in their whole catalog, they deserve to be at a certain spot. So Justin Timberlake is a GOAT, and Trash is like a bit old.
It was the songs that he performed.
He is a GOAT.
Now, if it was the songs he performed during the halftime.
And when acting, okay, she's tripping. She's tripping. We're gonna just give her a pass.
Look, the only reason I put I stood on the James Brown thing because it was James Brown during my Black History Month. Okay, I'm not putting that fight up for Justin Timberlake during my Black History Month at all. This happening during this month is a big deduction on Justin Timberlake as well. You know what I'm saying?
No. Okay, fine. He can be at Trash, but I did not co-sign on this.
She's like, I'm not in it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We can't debate that.
We are debating.
We can't debate this. You can't come in and say James Brown, but James Brown was in a halftime show with ZZ Top.
What I was saying is that I, in good faith, cannot put James Brown in trash. Now, if y'all were willing to do that, I was going to judge y'all and move on. I think Danny is saying the same thing. Her, in good faith, she cannot put Justin Timberlake in trash. I, on the other hand, am happy to put him in trash.
No, I'm happy with putting the Justin Timberlake halftime show in there.
It was the songs
Justin Timberlake halftime show should go in trash. Not Justin Timberlake. We're just saying the Justin Timberlake halftime show. If you sit down and watch that halftime show, you'd be like,
yeah, but some people got to where they were just off the strength just because.
No, not me. Not on my bear.
I was like, no.
You talking about your mama next to you. That's why James Brown is where he is.
Wow.
I already got cussed at. I'm not about to get cussed at again.
That was an executive decision. That was the constituent.
I with mama.
Request.
I voted with mama. Sorry.
All right. Ladies.
Okay, I put it in there.
I tried.
I put it in there. Under Madonna. I'll go to a Madonna concert before I go to that concert.
Yeah, agreed.
But we'll get to the other Justin Timberlake in a few seconds. But
yeah, I got a lot to say about that one.
Actually, not in a few seconds. We're going to the first one he was in, which was the first. Excuse my language. The first clusterfuck of a halftime show, the 2001. And let me get all the names right. We have Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly in the same halftime show.
So you had rock, pop, R&B, and rap
in the same show.
It doesn't even sound right. No.
It's like, what in the heck is going on, NFL?
Okay, hear me out. This is not the same as what we were talking about earlier when they had Nicki Minaj and CeeLo Green and them all doing Madonna songs.
Because they all performed their own stuff, right?
They all did their best song at the time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's kind of like they did actually give something for everybody. Like how we almost gave that other performance credit for that until I was like, wait a minute, what did they actually sing? But this time you have Aerosmith doing their biggest song. You got what was it? NSYNC doing their biggest songs at the time. I'm not quite sure why Mary J. Blige was there. I can't lie to you, but I think that Nelly performed EI as well. You know, so I'd give it to.
Mary J. Blige did. She was part of Walk This Way.
Yeah, she was just there. So anyway, but everybody else, but everybody else, I think was doing what you want them to do if you put them all together. You know, like a music festival almost.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was MTV's halftime show. I think they were the sponsor. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
So it was an average ass show.
Better than Black Eyed Peas.
It's hard for me to say that an NSYNC performance where they're doing their best hits in 2001 is an average show But I haven't seen the show in a long time, and I don't remember.
That is true.
But would you put it up there as great though?
At this point, like I said, I'm weighing everybody against the people that are in the tiers with them, right? So I'm like, okay, is it down there with Tom Petty? Probably not, right? There's nowhere where I'm gonna be like 2001.
It's not. I'm not putting in math. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And so like then I'm looking at average, and I'm like, was that better than Rihanna doing, her pregnant version of all her stuff? To me, I'd have to watch the tape back. You know what I'm saying? Like the jury's out. I'm gonna let y'all vote, and I'm probably gonna go with the majority on this one because I'm not willing to look. Gloria Estefan is still kicking it at the bottom of great, and we gatekeeping that great area like for somebody else. I'm assuming, yeah, she is. And so I'm kind of like, was that better than Rihanna, pregnant Rihanna? Isn't that her at the with No Doubt? And great.
No, that's a Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. The picture is very small. My bad. But yeah, Shania Twain and No Doubt is kicking it down there, and I'm kind of like, this kind of give me that same kind of vibe. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this was great because I haven't seen it in a while. I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all I think this was great. I'm just saying there's probably an argument to be made.
I'm gonna just say that, okay, if you gonna put them, I will put, if anything, I will put the Rihanna at the end of great and drop them back down and put them behind The Weeknd and average.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that. So move Rihanna up to great,
but just put her last, and then just leave it like that.
I'm in favor.
Okay. I like it.
You got my vote. You got my vote, Chuck. You can have that one. Yeah, that works.
See how the list is fluid every year, Chuck? It's fluid. It moves every time.
It's fluid. It's
All right, so I don't know. I gotta look this up.
I can't even. Like I said, the picture's too tiny.
Who is that at the bottom?
My eyes.
Is that Marie and Donnie Osborne? I can't see.
God forbid.
If Ozzy Osbourne does a halftime show in 2025, I swear to God, I'm boycotting the NFL. This is the 2000 one, the 2000 halftime show.
What is it?
This is Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton, and Phil Collins.
Who invited
four
Phil?
big names?
Yeah,
That's good.
Phil Collins. I ain't the only one that was good.
What?
Who?
She's tripping. She's embarrassing me to the.
Mom, what'd you say? What'd you say,
Did you
Mom?
not hear the other name?
I said he was the only one that was good. Tony Braxton, you can't understand what she's saying.
Okay, Christina Aguilera. She's tripping, bro. I thought this would be good to have her, but now
Speaking the truth, though, I like it.
No, she's not.
What did she say though? Who was good? Who was
say that
good?
again.
She said Phil Collins was the best one on there.
Exactly.
I'm just saying Phil Collins was the best person in this whole thing. For my thing.
I'm gonna say this was trash, and I would love for you to tell me your favorite song from this set list.
I can't remember one.
Okay, so that's one vote for trash. Next.
I don't even remember them doing a halftime show.
Trash, but
I like Phil Collins and Christina.
Again,
no
but
one's
Mama,
agreeing with you because of Phil Collins.
I'm so sorry that y'all don't know Phil Collins, but he
listen,
is
I know, Mama, I know Phil Collins, and I guarantee you, he did not perform a song you know.
Yes, he did.
On that
song.
thing?
So what did he perform, Chris?
Hold on, I'm looking it up. He did Two Worlds from Tarzan. Everybody knows that song.
Mama, you know that song from Tarzan, Two Worlds? Mama, you muted.
They can't hear you.
I'm not.
I had to mute her. She didn't know. Sorry.
Let me tell you something. Stop.
She was embarrassing me. I had to make sure we were on the same accord.
I'm just saying that he was the only one out of the lineup that was good. So I know they don't belong anywhere up top. They got to go at the bottom.
Thank you.
Christina Aguilera.
I'm sorry.
What song did Christina Aguilera do? This is 2000.
No, they did Hand in Hand with Enrique Iglesias, so she didn't do any of her top hits.
Did anybody?
Tony Braxton, we go on, which was the what was it called?
Come
The World
on
Whatever
with
she
me,
did,
family.
Okay,
they
okay.
didn't understand it. Whatever she
Come-
performed, nobody understood what she said.
Okay, maybe meh. Maybe meh.
Let me
maybe.
let me just shepherd y'all into trash. Come on with me. Come on with me.
No, I'm with you, Chappelle.
I'm dragging them down into the
I'm with
into
it too. I'm with it too. Because I looked at the
Yes.
set list. I said, wait a minute, they do
All
no
right,
songs
Trash,
nobody
okay.
knows.
No wonder.
because the only
I don't-
thing I
right.
remember about this is
Two
that it was
worlds.
a Walt Disney halftime show.
Yes.
And there is no world that the NFL and Disney like overlap that much to where this was a good halftime show. You cannot tell me.
Other
You
than
cannot tell me.
Airbud, the football episode. That's it. That's it. That's it.
All right,
let me
Trash,
just
fine.
drag y'all into trash real quick. I was like, I think
Yeah.
I could get some
Yeah.
momentum on this one.
Yeah. Like, I was like, he about to drag everybody because this set list is.
You ain't have to convince me that hard. bro.
Sorry, Phil.
Even me.
Sorry.
I heard the names and I got excited and I was like, well, let me go. You know, Tony Braxton in 2000. Let me go see what she did. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to hear that ever.
Right. Next one we have, I believe this was the last of the Bridgestone when Bridgestone sponsored the halftime show with the old white man rock groups. This is the Who, which I didn't know back when they first came out. I was like, I don't know who this group is, but I learned who they were during the halftime. Oh my gosh, stop it! That's what I said. That's what I said too back in the day. I was like, the Who? But they're the people who do all the CSI theme songs, so that's how I knew them from. So, and they did a good show. I think it was a good show. So I would say average, above Black Eyed Peas, because I remember it very well. So, at least in my mind.
What's
Black Eyed Peas at?
Which one you say? What you say?
Which Super Bowl?
No, I was.
Or the
What
Who?
Super Bowl was this? Yeah.
This was 2010. So this was the Colts Saints one.
Oh, I like that one. Right after Hurricane Katrina.
I mean, it wasn't right after, but yeah. Hurricane Katrina happened in 2005, but
Yeah,
I understand.
The script had said it was time for New Orleans to get them one.
Yeah.
The script, yeah.
They needed one.
Yeah, that was a big moment. Good Super Bowl, good halftime show for what it was. Wasn't anything spectacular. It was just old white men doing their best hits from the 60s.
Yeah. I would probably
average.
look at this one toward closer to like below. Who was that below the Black Eyed Peas? Right there next to in the average tier.
That is right below. That is actually right below, like right next to him is Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, you could put them right around there.
Chappelle's gonna be great for these tier list episodes.
I told you this got in my bag.
Yeah.
We gotta invite him to one of those music guessing challenges.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, yeah. Call me. Trust me on this one. I'm the guy for that one. Yeah, let me know. Yeah.
You're talking to the reigning defending champion right now, man. I want to have you over here.
Oh yeah, let's play. Yeah, let me know.
Marcel out here pulling the Roman Reigns. All right.
Dead ass am.
Listen, and I will bow to the bloodline. I ain't crazy.
All right. But yeah, the Who was. I had to forget that. I had to remember that it was the Who that year. But when I looked at it, I was like, okay, that was a good show.
I'd be willing to move them down closer to ZZ Top. Them.
No, don't do that. They're way better than ZZ Top.
That's my vote. I mean, you know,
ZZ Top, you might as well put a Confederate flag up.
Mm.
The Who, they go against the establishment. So
I'm just talking about this halftime performance. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying,
it was a good show. Good show. Now let's go to the Super Bowl halftime, the second one that you were in.
The first one, yeah.
The first one. The first one.
Yeah. So
Katy
this
Perry.
is yeah, not that one.
But this is a good one.
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry was a good halftime show. It was a good one.
I think so too.
It was a memorable moment because she brought out Missy Elliott from
the grave.
You didn't know where she was.
Mm-hmm.
She even brought back the dancer that was in the Work It video. There was also a cast member on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I forgot about her. I was like, damn, they brought her back.
I forgot they did that. That was a really good one.
Yeah. Work It. I think she could.
So
I think it should go great.
It was great.
I say great.
Average.
Because Katy Perry has hits.
No, Katy Perry put on a good show that year. She and this is like when she was up there still, like, making great music.
And she gave us the meme of left shark and right shark. So
yes, very memorable. I remember that. Yeah, it's one of those things where Katy Perry did what you want Katy Perry to do at a halftime show, right? Like she had the crowd moving, she had the jump in, she brought out the rap, like it's like she did a better version of what Maroon 5 was trying to do.
True. Let's put them above Maroon 5.
I mean, I'm down to keep them going up a little bit further than that.
You pushing them behind you too.
I said
wait. Yeah, above you too for sure.
Top of great. I said top of great.
Top of great. Yeah, I'm willing to put the top of great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I concur.
Yeah.
My brother, I think he caught me singing the songs with my eyes closed to that one.
Yeah. You was vibing, huh? Yeah.
All right, y'all. We gotta talk about this because this was the Super Bowl after Janet Jackson. The Janet Jackson debacle. So the NFL was like, we're not having this happen again. Let's put
debacle
some old white people.
Chris, debacle or blessing?
It was both, depending on your sexual orientation. But
where you were sitting.
For that. But Paul McCartney, 1/4 of the Beatles, did his best hits, and I was like, okay, Paul McCartney. I would say it was a meh show at the worst. At best, maybe top of average. Not top of average, but like above Black Eyed Peas. But the worst meh, because it was a okay show, in my opinion.
This don't go no higher than Diana Ross for me. I mean, if it's higher than Diana Ross, like, I'm not willing to entertain this as. I mean, come on. No.
Chappelle was looking through the band list like, who's gonna be this next person?
Yeah, like come on, man.
Right. I think it's higher than Diana Ross. To be honest,
I think it's above Tom Petty in the Mad. That's where it's gonna go.
Ooh,
you know what?
At the beginning, above Tom Petty, under Diana Ross. Right there.
I can see it.
I'm down with that.
I can see it.
And that's where it's consensus.
Yo, she's with the consensus. So Paul McCartney goes in. Meh. Sorry, Paul.
He really could go lower than. He really could go lower than Tom Petty for me.
That's disrespectful. Shout out to the Illuminati for the Beatles or Paul McCartney. I don't want to get in trouble.
Tell them at me. At Recap Kickback, wherever you get your podcast.
At Chappelle, not the podcast. At Chappelle.
At Recap Kickback, wherever you get your podcast.
Okay, I need to look at this because I don't even know who this is.
Who is that? It look like
just off the look alone, meh.
Winona Judd, Rockin', Clint Black. I don't know who it is. Travis Tritt.
Trash.
Garbage.
Wait. I just realized Travis Tritt is country too. I guess they've been slipping them in.
So that's Renata Judge is country though too, right?
Yeah, this kind of is like country, right?
It's like,
this is like a country thing because she was like country pop at the time.
This low key more country than Shania.
no,
this was the most country.
Yeah.
Let's put them in trash. We're gonna move on to the next one. I think this is the same one though. This is the James Brown Blues Brothers one. So we put that here. So it's here. I think they just put it in twice.
They did it twice. It was so nice they did it twice.
Sadly. Oh no. This was hold on. Was James Brown part of that one?
I ain't even gonna try to strain my eyes.
Me neither. I'm looking at it. I was like,
I'm old. Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm over here.
Okay, the next one is 1998's 40th anniversary of Motown, which was Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Queen Latifah, Martha Reeves, and The Temptations. In
Now,
1998.
My mom said God tier.
1998. I gotta put the year out. 1998.
What Super Bowl was this?
98 Super Bowl. So I don't know who was playing in that. I think it was Denver and somebody. Denver and Green Bay, maybe.
My mom asked who was playing.
Denver and Green Bay. Yeah, I remember that one.
Denver won with Shannon Sharp on the team.
They did that one for John, because I think John Elway goes on to retire after that.
Yeah. That was after, because he won in 97 and 98, right? Denver won back to back. Right?
That was the one Brett Favre would have gotten, but then it never happened. So maybe John Elway did something right.
Fuck the Packers. That's why I'm
retrospect. Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. This halftime show was not the best. I'm gonna put that out there.
So we're gonna put it under trash or mad?
I would say trash. I would say
no,
worst and average at the best.
I need to hear what happened at the halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the rundown. What did they do?
I need to set. What was performed?
Hold on, I got you. I'm gonna pick it up.
Was it like Motown Philly? Bending knee. Like you can't Boyz II Men. They have to you can't perform bending knee at fucking halftime show because that's just all right. If they perform like a Motown Philly, then that's different.
So I got the set list. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. The Temptations did Get Ready.
Okay.
They did I Can't Help Myself. Then Smokey Robinson did Track of My Tears. The Temptations did My Girl with Smokey Robinson. Boyz II Men did Motown Philly and A Song for Mama. They did Dancing in the Street as a group.
Not good.
And then
not good or good.
I'll say it. Tell me what you're saying, Chappelle. Where they should go.
I'm just listing that these people did the hits. If you want the Temptations, you want them to do My Girl. You don't want them to do a Disney song like Phil Collins was doing. That's all I'm saying. However, you're probably right. It's probably not a Super Bowl, but it is a shout out to Motown. And so if you're gonna do a Motown set list, I think this might be the best you're gonna get.
Yeah. That would be the best
with the fact that just on principle who they were until you said the set list. Now I was like, okay,
well, I mean, if it's the Temptation, what do you want from the Temptation?
There was nobody not in that stadium that was not jamming to every song that was sung on that day.
And I agree. I think all of them songs were hits, except maybe Queen Latifah Paper. I don't know that song by Queen Latifah.
How is Queen Latifah part of Motown?
Why did they call her?
She was signed to Motown before she went over to the other one.
Yeah, they were really trying to push her on that one. But I think, this is 1998. Motown Philly, A Song for Mama, Boyz II Men did what you would expect Boyz II Men to do at a concert. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any problems with the set list. I think if you got the Temptations, what song do you want them to do at a Super Bowl?
Get Ready.
For me, Sugar Pie.
And they did it.
That one.
Sugar Pie Honey Bunch was the four tops, first of all.
There you go.
And yeah. And it was a Smokey Robinson wrote the song, so that's probably why they did it. But
I think it was great.
I think it was a great show. It was a great show. Based on the set list. I didn't think it was gonna be great, but you said the set list. So I was like, okay, that sounds like a good show.
I just think that they all did. Like, if you told me these were the people performing, what else do you want to hear from them?
Like, that's what I said. I need to hear the set list because all those Motown artists in 1998, like, what are we doing?
You want to put that if they wanted to put that performance up top, invite Stevie Wonder.
That's what they should have did. That's what they should have did.
Yeah,
but
I mean that makes sense. Chuck, you was breathing real deep. Did you agree with what we were saying?
I'm just fat. That's all. I'm just fat.
Yeah.
Not Chucky.
I didn't say Chucky. I said Chuck.
But look, I don't know where that means these go. I you know what I'm saying? Like, would I rather hear that than what The Weeknd did? Maybe.
If I watch it again, I'll be like, okay, that's better than The Weeknd, or maybe not. I gotta watch it again.
We gotta vote.
So I think it's great above Maroon 5.
I bet they was great.
I bet they was great.
Based on the set list and the people there.
Based on who it was, based on what they are to our culture, Based on the songs that they sung, I would say great. Not
You
average.
also established that this is for white America more so.
But still for
It
our
is.
culture. See, this is when we were
I mean,
beginning
they
to
are
make
the
them
majority, so everything is for
crossover.
them.
Yeah, but they chose to highlight us in this one because they call it the Motown 40. So it's like white America knew what they was getting when they said this. They didn't.
Yeah,
They-
but
they-
Motown was the crossover.
You got to
music.
understand, white America do love Motown and the
That
Motown music.
was the crossover music.
So it wasn't like it wasn't catered. This was pretty much catered to everybody.
Everybody,
right?
Yeah.
Because that's not old white America like Motown, new white America. Everybody just like Motown and the Motown sound.
Agreed.
So
I hate to say it, but the weakest part of this is Queen Latifah because why is she there doing paper?
She was the 90s Motown act, you know. But compared to the 60s, like golden age of Motown, she shouldn't have been there.
No.
Yeah, you make a good point.
So
is this better
So
than
just
Rihanna?
because she was there and we don't put them at when you got them, I don't see them. Have you moved?
I gotta make great. Right
they
here.
are great. Right above Maroon 5.
Respect to Queen Latifah.
All right.
It's
Okay.
a Motown 40, and that spans all the way over. So it does make sense to invite Queen Latifah, but it don't seem right. It don't seem right putting her with the Temptations, Smokey of all people.
Right.
That's true.
I agreed. I think it's in a good spot. Wherever you have it right now,
Yeah.
maybe better than Maroon 5. Like I'm pretty sure it's
Better
good.
than Maroon 5, yes.
Yeah.
All right, we went to one that everybody loved, to a Super Bowl halftime show that literally was like either you loved it or you hated it. I loved this halftime show. This
I
is
think I hated it.
I said it was
Dr.
lackluster.
Dre, Eminem.
This the
is
one
Kendrick
when
Lamar.
50 Cent was hanging upside down and it looked like
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
Yeah,
That's
that was the music video he did. He was
God
just
tier.
doing it later. This is a
God
God
tier.
tier show.
Yeah,
God tier.
I would put it at amazing, not God tier.
I
Not
put it
amazing.
amazing. I put it amazing as well.
It was an amazing show, not
You
God
had
tier.
Snoop Dogg, Crip walking, wearing blue in LA.
I didn't appreciate it until
You knew
after.
the Bloods was mad. You knew the Bloods was mad that
The
night.
blood mad.
The blood, they was not mad, bro, because it's Snoop. First of
Crip
all, it's
walking.
Snoop Dogg.
They did Crip walking.
It don't matter. It don't
Damn,
matter, bro.
halftime show.
It's Snoop Dogg. They was not mad, bro.
Yes,
But
they was.
it's
Snoop
still,
Dogg
I'm still
G
wouldn't
Money.
put it
They
up there
wasn't
with.
mad, but I bet you they wasn't bopping their head around their boys.
It probably wasn't.
They were like doing it on the
But I
low in the
would-
background when no one was looking. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it up there with the Michael Jackson and Prince, but it was definitely an amazing show.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it up amazing.
Now I will put it there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about this next show. This is Beyonce
I'm going to mute myself.
featuring Destiny's Child.
All three of them or all four of them?
There was only three
I
of
think
them
it
at
was
the
the
time.
three.
It's only
Yeah.
three.
Is this
The
one
popular
Michelle
one.
fell?
No.
No.
he said this is the
Michelle
final
almost
film.
fell.
She almost fell,
No.
but she caught herself.
She did.
When
catch
don't
herself.
she almost fall though? That's the thing.
Sometimes she be falling for real.
No, that's what I'm saying. She either fall or she almost fall all the time.
Mhm.
She's like, oh shoot.
She's just so petite and fragile. Okay,
This one had the people mad, y'all. This is when they was like, Beyonce is the devil. Did you see it? The
Yeah,
the people who
one.
run them
did the
Illuminati
power go
YouTube
out?
pages got rich off of this. Yeah. So this is where she makes the power go out in the Ravens Super Bowl. Am I correct?
you're
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Watch
we
that
know
one.
she
Remember it
don't go in
vividly.
God tier. That was God speaking. That's why the power went out.
But that
Oh,
aside,
my.
shout out to two-time winner Lamar Jackson.
My boy. Don't get me
Hey.
started. Don't get me started.
Just can't get the big one. But anyway,
Amazing.
Can't throw the ball to yourself all the time. He did it once.
you can't.
She did. Yeah.
Not,
Yeah,
not his fault.
I will
that-
put it.
um,
Now that performance, I will put it behind. Yeah,
I put
I'll
it God
put it
tier.
there. I will put it there.
Beyonce, don't be disrespectful. I remember the Beyonce halftime show more than the game.
A lot of people do.
It's also because I didn't watch that game. I couldn't watch it because I was at St. Famous Days with my family after church, and they didn't care about the Super Bowl that year, so I was stuck. But it was a good Super Bowl halftime show.
I think a lot of people remember the performance more so than the game.
It was the
performance. Yeah, because the lights went out.
The performance and the game in that order.
I remember them both vividly and equally, so it can go up there.
Okay.
look at Mama's face. Mama's face say everything.
Yeah.
Mama, you not a Beyonce fan?
Mom, are you?
She high.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
I'm not.
See, Chris, you were worried about the Beatles fans coming after us, but the Beehive.
The Beehive.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? Man.
Yeah. That Beehive about to report this page.
We put her in God tier. We're good.
Yeah.
Now, if I put them in trash, then my whole page be shut down.
Yeah, that's it. It's a wrap. You couldn't even do that.
So
no, they had their pitchforks already.
They are ready. So people remember this next halftime show for the Janet Jackson debacle.
Boom. Can I talk about this one?
But hold on.
Was that the one you was at?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, before that. But this was the one. It was headlined by Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, and Janet Jackson. They were the last part. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson were the last part of the show. But I will defer my time to Chappelle because he was there.
Yeah. So I was in high school and they came to the local schools and they were looking for people to be in the crowd because they had already chosen the bands to do. It was like U of H and Texas Southern. And so they just needed people to be on the field doing like the, waving your hands, yelling and stuff like that. So they came and got us. We practiced on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We practiced in the rain. Justin Timberlake was a surprise. He was not supposed to be there, but we knew he was there. He had been practicing with us all week. So fast forward to, like I said, it rained that whole weekend. Fast forward to the day of the performance. We finally get inside the stadium and practice the day before, I guess. And then everything had been going smoothly. It's Janet Jackson. So people, every time she came out, people crying and stuff. Like we in high school and we crying because it's Janet Jackson. Like, oh my God, Janet Jackson. But like you said, this is Nelly, P. Diddy, and Murphy Lee doing Shake Your Tail Feather, random. Then you got Kid Rock doing Cowboy, I believe, random. You had rhythm, like you had Justin Timberlake and you had Janet Jackson doing like the Janet hits, so Rhythm Nation, stuff like that. And then you bring out Justin Timberlake to do the Rock Your Body, I'm gonna have you naked to the end of the song, boom, boom, boom. So the way I remember it, because they had told us that we have to stay in one spot because you're on the field, and so they need the crowd to be even across the board. Well, we black, so we're not gonna hang out in front of Kid Rock for too long. So I already knew I was gonna be making my way to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So boom, hit the Nelly P. Diddy spot. Got there for that Shake Your Tail Feather moment. That's kind of dope that they did that. I like it was cool. Get a Kid Rock, move along. But the Janet Jackson stuff, we did not practice the titty gate. That was not rehearsed. That is a Justin Timberlake move he pulled on his own. So we on the 50-yard line, it happens. Gonna have you naked to the end of the song, pulls it off, and then the lights cut immediately. And they, like I said, they don't let you stay for the game. So they rush you out of the stadium because the stage is on wheels. So it needs to roll out. So everybody just takes off running. People are processing that while we're running, that you just saw Janet Jackson hold titty, on screen. And we're thinking, I mean, it's a titty, but it was kind of covered up too. So I'm kind of thinking like, damn, did that really happen? So I get on the bus and my aunt calls me like, did y'all see Janet Jackson titty? I'm like, dang, ain't he? Yeah. And then we get home and Justin Timberlake, he get his lying ass on TV talking about, well, we didn't really have no chance to practice because I just flew in for the performance. I was like, he lied. I haven't seen this white boy for 3 days. What are you talking about? So I have a special hate for Justin Timberlake lying ass because of that. Because I felt like he was lying on me too. I was like, me and Janet was both there for 3 days practicing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wait a minute. Because when I tell my story, Justin Timberlake was definitely there Friday. You know what I'm saying?
We need Chappelle on the Club Shay Shay real quick.
Yeah, I'm airing it out. Yeah, me versus Justin Timberlake during Black History Month. I'm gonna win. But yeah, so but then Janet Jackson goes on to get blacklisted essentially for this, and Justin Timberlake, as we know, does 3 Super Bowl performances total. So not my favorite Justin Timberlake moment. That's why when he was kicking in the trash, I was down with it. But I think as a Super Bowl performance, it is probably one of the most memorable ones, if just for the titty. I think if you had asked everybody on here, y'all wouldn't have remembered that Kid Rock and Nelly were there.
Nope.
I listen, like the only reason that it's memorable is because of the titty gate.
Because of the titty.
Nobody remembers the performance itself. They just remembered a titty being popped out, Janet Jackson titty being popped out. That's it. Like, so I will put it right there where it's at because nobody will remember. Nobody remembers the performance of the whole thing.
It's more memorable than the other one. It's more memorable than the 13 one.
I'd be willing to move it up even further. And here's why. Because I think you don't get a... No, I mean like to average. Because here's the thing. You got Nelly, P. Diddy, Murphy, Lee still doing like Shake Your Tail Feather, which is their biggest hit at the time. And then at the same time, it's still a Janet Jackson concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
right.
she's showing her titty.
But do you remember, like, how memorable?
I don't count. Yeah, I'm about to say,
you don't count because you was there.
Right,
but
exactly.
As far as me, I don't remember who else was a part of the halftime show.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
even if you weeded out,
like,
even if you weeded out Nelly and P. Diddy and Kid Rock, you still get a Janet Jackson concert.
So I understand.
Yeah.
But I understand you still get the Janet Jackson concert, but it's
do we remember it?
Do you remember?
Right. I hear you. I'm with you. All I'm trying to do is figure out where to place it. So if you're saying it got to be memorable, do you think it's more memorable than Diana Ross?
Yes.
So it's less memorable than Diana Ross doing the Supreme's greatest hits in '98.
No, I think it's more memorable than Diana Ross, but I think it's less memorable than The Weeknd.
First of all, I didn't put Diana Ross in average.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if you put in this in May, you're saying that this is worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting it in Matt. I put Diana Ross in Matt, but everybody else say it was average. So,
but even if it's going in Matt, is it above or below Diana Ross? Is what I'm asking you.
It can go above Diana Ross in Matt to me.
Okay, so is it below ZZ Top in Matt?
I will put it above, like in between, above Springfield and Tom Petty in Matt.
But lower than ZZ Top.
I didn't pay attention to ZZ Top.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get in relation to the rest of them. Where does it go? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just to put it in perspective, which titty would you want to see, Diana Ross or Janet Jackson?
I mean, of course, I will see Janet Jackson titties. That's the only reason I remember.
It's close.
Okay. Look, in the average tier, like even if you moved everybody down to Meh, you still have to find a place to put this in Meh, right?
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So does it go above James Brown and ZZ Top or below it? Is basically where I'm asking you.
I will put it above it. Just be off the memorable moment of what happened.
All right. We'll put it like this. I was in both of these. Maybe which one do you think is better between Black Eyed Peas and Janet and them?
Janet and them.
Janet.
I remember the Black Eyed Peas more so than the Janet.
Which one do you think was better?
Better would have
to Janet and them was probably better, but I just remember the Black Eyed Peas more than the Janet. Like I said, I forgot that even Nelly and Diddy was even a part of that fucking show.
Yeah, and it's really not their fault, right? You show Janet Jackson titty, and
no,
it's not talking about everything else, right? Okay. So
Right.
Are y'all good with this going above the Black Eyed Peas?
Oh, of course. Anything above Fergie's trying to sing "Sweet Child of Mine." Anything.
It's majority, so like I say, whatever the majority choose. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I get you. I just want to find the exact spot where we're gonna put it.
You put it above Black Eyed Peas.
Okay, well, who's next after that?
Beyonce and Shakira.
Okay, no, I meant like it's between the Black Eyed Peas and The Weeknd. Who is that between them?
Oh, that's that 2001.
2001 one
with the NSYNC and all of them.
I think it's lower than that.
Lower than that? Yeah, I probably agree.
So it can stay right there where it's at.
Yeah. I just was like, I felt like it was falling down to the Tom Petty thing. And I was like, let me remind you what else is above Tom Petty. Because I think really, like you said, we can move a lot of that stuff into Meh, but there's no way I'm looking at this and not. I don't think so. I think that like if it's gonna be the head of meh, everything else got to be worse or better than that. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like,
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
True. But that's just my opinion. Like I said, it's a you know, because if it was my opinion, half the shit would probably be in mad trash. But it's not just my opinion.
Right.
I actually agree with you. So I'd argue. no, listen. I'd argue that you could move some of this stuff down to meh. Why does everything have to be average? We came here to debate, right? What if we did move Diana Ross down to meh? Mama gonna kill us?
Yes,
probably.
Okay, then it's fine. It's fine. Where is that?
No, she's not gonna.
She's not gonna kill you.
Yes, she will. Okay. Come. She know where we live.
She knows
we
where
got a lot
y'all
of stuff in the average though.
I face sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a heavy average. Is so heavy. It almost feels like we're using it as a cop out.
Yes.
Yeah, of course we are. We can't put it. Of course.
Then let's stop copping out.
We want to go there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there when we're done. We're gonna go there when we're done. So this is the last one. We got Shakira and Jennifer Lopez featuring J Balvin, Bad Bunny. Who else was there?
It was a big deal at the time.
And
this is when reggaeton and all that all that
it was in
Spanish.
Miami, so it was in Miami.
The first Miami, style. Yeah, I remember. Miami was the thing.
I'd say it was a great,
great.
That's it. Just Jennifer Lopez
and Shakira.
That's a big
two
deal.
world-renowned artists.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody in this Super Bowl is world-renowned. Like J Balvin is huge, and Bad Bunny is huge.
Bad Bunny
to be fair, yeah. It's really hard for me to be like a Jennifer Lopez halftime performance is better than a lot of these people that we just talked about. I mean, it's Jennifer Lopez, y'all.
It's Jennifer Lopez and Shakira.
Okay.
In my opinion, it would go in between
average and great.
No, it would go on the great line after U2, and I don't know. I remember who the other in the yellow is.
Okay, so you would say that
I looked at the breakdown. And
yeah,
I said what I said.
I'm just trying to get the specific spot. So that is better than Pregnant Rihanna to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good with that. Most definitely. Yes.
Okay.
I'll take Shakira and J-Lo above.
I feel like the Pregnant Rihanna is too high anyway. So
I'll just take Shakira.
Pregnant women. We don't want to get stoned.
Yeah. Nothing against the
pregnant
women.
Everybody thought it was lackluster. Her coming back, everybody wanted more, and we didn't
wanted more.
Get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted more from Rihanna. We was like, Rihanna's comeback is here, but then we got that. I was like, no.
So you agree we should be moving Rihanna down to average?
I agree.
No,
I mean, I
think average is already top heavy, like you said.
I mean,
I think we're gonna get to it too. We're gonna get to it too. We're gonna eliminate.
I think greatest top heavy too.
You did not say top heavy. Wow.
Yeah, Rihanna is not top heavy.
No, she's just like great was top heavy.
Yeah,
like,
not the breast. We're not
we're talking about how many people are in there, Marcel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
There's a lot of people in there.
Marcel was offended. He said, "You did not."
We're just saying there was a lot of people in there. That's all. So,
come on.
I do think Shakira and J-Lo should be amazing, just because it was an amazing show. It was actually a Super Bowl where you had Miami and you had reggaeton and Latin music.
I was about to say it definitely fit the scenery and the location of the Super. It actually made sense of what it was, where the Super Bowl was at. If that makes sense.
I agree.
That's what they should have done.
Like the halftime show made sense for where it was at. And I agree. Like you say, all them artists are very worldwide artists, and everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody knows their top hits, and they did their top hits.
They got hits. It's not like they don't have good songs, and it's not like, you know, it wasn't a good show. So I mean, I will put it at the end of amazing. It was a good show. And the surrounding area, and it all made sense. It all tied into the culture and all of that of Miami and where it was located and everything.
Okay. If it's my vote would be great. I wouldn't say it was amazing, but that's my vote.
Okay, Chuck, what would you say?
Okay. I mean, I will put it in great or amazing. It like I say, I will put it in front of the Katy Perry if you're gonna go great, just because of just where everything how it was.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good show. Very good show. It's one of the most memorable ones that we can talk about.
At the time, that's when all that reggaeton and all that started really blowing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it's a pitch high for me, but I'm down with it being right there. I'll concede.
So would you put it behind Katy Perry?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll put it behind Katy Perry.
I'm just saying, if I can be outvoted, I'm just saying.
I mean, behind Katy Perry is fine as long as I just feel like it's up there with the high grades.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe. So there you have it, guys. This is the original. Okay, tier list. Now we're gonna do Chappelle's argument by not copping out and saying that all these average people should be either great or bad. So let's start off with the lowest one. We got Diana Ross. Where should she go? Meh or great?
Meh. Do you need to save it first? I don't know how you. So we can see the change.
I got you. I'll just take a screenshot. There we go. All right. Hold on, I gotta scream at my daughter real quick.
What y'all think he's saying?
Sit y'all asses down.
She's playing next to a shelf, and I was like, "Stay away from that shelf." The whole thing will come on.
Where all the liquor's at?
Oh no, these are like really heavy books, so I don't want her next to that shelf. All right, Diana Ross, we'll be putting her since Chappelle doesn't want to cop out.
Where she should have been at in the first place. Yeah.
Diana Ross is a great artist.
I don't care.
Great artist. No, she's a great artist. But the halftime show she performed was meh, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'll vote meh as well.
Nothing against Diana Ross.
Danny, you got to vote.
Mom, where are we putting her? So can you hover over for the woman with the bad eyes?
She over here on the end.
Okay. Yeah, she can go in trash.
You trying to get your mama to hit you is what you're trying to do.
She about like Big Mama just
trash.
I'm dealing with the grandbabies. What was you guys' assessment?
Where do you want her to go? They said meh.
Y'all said meh.
Remember, to your point, this is getting a
your
little.
Your daughter just said trash.
He said, "Don't get on us."
Well, put it at the top of meh.
Oh, y'all
the top.
I mean, is it worse than Tom Petty?
What do you know about?
Yes, it was worse than Tom Petty. It's worse than Tom Petty.
I disagree, but
I would listen to Paul McCartney and Tom Petty together in a concert before listening to that Diana Ross concert. That's just my opinion.
I go with the majority.
Where do you want to put it, Mama? Put it above Tom Petty or?
She said, "But Carmen gonna get all y'all."
I'll put it at the top of meh just to appease everybody.
Oh no! Put it right above Nicki Minaj them and Madonna them. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, Blues Brothers, and I don't know who else was in this damn show.
That's that James Brown show.
Yeah, they can go
down. James Brown and ZZ Top, Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman, James Belushi.
They can go. Yeah, they're bound into meh.
It was a meh show. We're not knocking them for who they are, but because they were huge. I agree with Mom. They were huge from the Saturday Night Live skits.
I would like to put them above Justin Timberlake.
Yes, they were above Justin Timberlake. Anything is above Justin Timberlake.
You see it.
So just move Justin Timberlake to trash.
No, I think
he wasn't trash.
Down there. I think
he wasn't trash.
No, hold on, Chuck. Let's hear him out.
Well, if You can put him above the Kiss. That way, he's top tier trash.
Above who was that down there?
No. If you're bottom of trash, you're just trash. This is trash. This country BS right here.
I agree with Chuck.
But you sitting at the top of the trash. You're not all the way at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You like the last thing to go. You like the last thing to go in the trash can before they.
But you're not at the bottom with all the juices, though.
There you go.
Like I still might pick you up if I need the directions off the box.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. Just look at the box and throw it back in there. Yeah,
throw it back in.
Well, we act like the trash can is toxic or something like that. The moment it touched the trash bag, we can't touch it no more.
There you go.
All right, now we have Gloria Estefan and Stevie Wonder.
I think that could stay in average.
Yeah,
I think that could stay in average.
I thought we were getting rid of average.
I didn't say get rid of. I just meant, why is everything in average?
It can stay in average. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gloria Estefan and Stevie Wonder are staying. All right, the Who.
They can stay.
That was a good show. I'm just saying.
I think it might be
on
where
YouTube after this and watch it.
I think this might be about right.
Black Eyed Peas and
that can stay. That
can stay.
Average.
Yeah. Average.
The 2004 one, when the whole City Gate.
It's probably average. I mean, at the end of the day, Shake and Tail Feather is just Shake and Tail Feather.
Right. It's gonna be May, Aerosmith and NSYNC.
That's fine.
Average. That's fine.
Okay. The Weeknd.
Cool. That's fine.
I actually kind of think the Weeknd might be a little too low now.
Yeah, the Weeknd might be great.
I ain't said all that.
It was a music video. It was basically a music video just because it was COVID, you know. So I think it should be a great show.
So you gonna move it up to? So you moving that up and dropping Rihanna?
I've been trying to get Rihanna dropped this whole time. I don't know,
Rihanna should go to average just because it was an average show.
Okay.
I think if
we're saying that,
yeah,
I just
if
say
Rihanna
both
isn't up
great.
there, if Rihanna isn't up there not able to dance and stuff like that, then she's about to give us one of the best performances of all time.
She did a great show, though.
Right. It was fine.
It was still a good show.
It was a good show for what she could do. You know what I'm saying?
What she could do. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We like, it was cool for what she had. Okay, but let's.
It was. I'm gonna say for Rihanna that was.
I put them both in
show for Rihanna. Expectations for Rihanna.
Right. If you could go to a Rihanna concert, if you could go to a Rihanna concert,
show than that.
Exactly. And you tell me you would pay to see what she did that time, you better than me because I wouldn't.
You better.
No, I agree. Right. I agree with you, Chappelle.
You're right. You're right.
I don't know, man.
So it's gonna go behind the Coldplay and Beyonce, or would you put it in front of the Coldplay and Beyonce?
I'm putting Rihanna. It's still in great. It was a great concert for what it was.
I'm pushing for average for it. That's my vote.
I will put it in the front of average
because if you look at this, if she wasn't pregnant, it would have been great. I mean, it would have been amazing, or if not, God tier.
Yeah, but she was.
Yeah, I keep saying if
right.
Yeah,
but she was pregnant.
We're talking about the fifth. We'll all be drunk.
Right.
Period.
Like if Snoop Dogg wasn't 70 years old, he got a better performance from him.
No, I'm just saying, like, just because it was the concert that it was, like, we didn't know she was pregnant until that day.
Were you not disappointed?
I wasn't disappointed. That was a good show.
So you saw that and was like, "Cool, that was great, Rihanna. Thank you."
I wasn't like I'm a huge Rihanna fan.
Visuals and the dancing made it good.
She was good. Like she did the songs. Well, what she could do because she was pregnant. We didn't know. She knew. We didn't. So when we saw it, we're like, "Oh, this is a great concert." But if she wasn't pregnant, it would have been better. I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't like, "Oh snap! It's Rihanna's comeback."
Yeah, I feel like I had higher expectations for it. So for me, it came off like an average Rihanna show.
True. I think it was still great. Like
it still
didn't have to do a whole lot. It was Rihanna. But I mean, like the visuals, the dancers, all of that made it
great.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it was average. It was a good show for what it was. It was built up like it was going to be the best show ever.
My mom disagreed.
Like every halftime show.
Chappelle. She said it made it so.
Shout out, Mama.
See, mom. See, I'm just not. I'm just not. You know, like.
See, and I'm in between. Like, I'm okay where it's at. Like at the end of great, but it can also go at the beginning of average. So I'm fine where it's at.
Well, look, I'm about to say, look, it's 5 of us. Let's take a vote.
Okay. That's 4 of us now.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's
5
It's
5
of us. It's 5.
Oh, it is. Mom. Yeah.
So let's start with mom. What do you say?
What's the question?
Average or great?
Hey, listen. You gotta give me some grace. I smoked too much weed when I was young. So
is Rihanna?
Too much weed now.
Is Rihanna's halftime show? Is Rihanna's halftime show great or average?
What's the average?
Okay, average.
Right. She's right here. So you want to move her where to average? Where?
The top of average for me is 5.
I would put her before Justin and Janet.
What?
Yeah. I put her before Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and Coldplay. Like, I'd be fine with her at the top of average.
Yeah,
I just don't think it was a great performance.
Technically, then it would still go. Okay.
True.
I think
so
she's
we
bigger
have
than that, but all right.
You have average, and then you said great.
Danny,
you said great.
Where she is.
Okay, so she said great. Chappelle.
My kid just touched his head.
Average. Chuck.
I'm fine where she at.
So we have great.
Like to me, I mean, like I said, I'm teetering. I'm like right. Like to me, I would just put her right there on that fucking line in between both of them. But I'm fine where she at.
And I think she's fine where she's at too. At the bottom of great because
it
was a good show.
See, you keep saying it was a good show. It's good, great.
It was a good yeah.
See, look, it was a good show. You didn't sound like you believe it.
It was, I mean, I'm looking back on it. It was a really good show. I remember every song.
No, now it's a really good show.
It was a good show from Rihanna.
See, you keep saying good. Say it's great.
It's a great show for Rihanna. It's a great show.
Okay, I believe you don't sound like your heart is in it, man. I'm just saying, but okay. You said the words. It was great. I'm down. I told you, if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted.
True.
Yeah.
I just wish you believed it. I wish you believed it more, Chris.
I believed it because I literally went through my whole like why it was a great show. Like we thought it was gonna be like amazing, which it would have been amazing if she wasn't pregnant. She would have done so much more stuff. She would have moved around. She would have flipped. She would have did a whole Lady Gaga concert.
It would have definitely
everything.
It definitely would have been up there with the Bruno and all of that. It definitely would have been an amazing show if she wasn't pregnant.
I don't even know if that's true. I'm gonna let you guys say that, but
I think so. I think she would have been doing a lot more. I think it would have been definitely a lot more movement from her and a lot more dancing and entertainment from her per se, instead of just the people around her. Like, you know, the dancing and the choreography of the show made it great. But like from her, I think the performance from her would have been a lot better because she would have been able to do a lot more things without her being pregnant.
Yeah.
And we were all scared of her trying to not fall off that thing. So
that part
that made it great in itself. Like the fact that she was up there, that's probably why she wasn't moving, because she was a little too high. It's 100 feet off the ground. Like,
big
a baby now. We gotta watch out. So,
you saying something?
Gentlemen, it's been very nice talking with you guys.
Nice meeting
next
you.
time you have something very good to debate, invite me back.
Oh,
yes, ma'am.
Anytime. We do this like every month. So
it's been a pleasure.
So I'm gonna take a picture of this one too, so nobody can say like, "Oh, he lied." No, this is what happened. This is what we did. I'm gonna post it, put it on actually put it on the Crisscross Corner Facebook page, and I might put it on the Black Podcast Facebook, and then shout out everybody that was on the show. This has been another edition of the Great Debaters Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Canty. Thank you, Chuck, Chappelle, Marcel, Danny, and Mom for being on the show. Do you guys want to shout out your podcasts? while you're here?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm Chappelle, and I podcast about television, reality TV, scripted TV, movies, and stuff like that. I just started a new podcast at Recap Kickback. It's just called Recap Kickback, wherever you get your podcast, but you can follow it on all social media at Recap Kickback. You can just follow me on Twitter at Chappelle's_show. That's CHAPPELLS_show, where I'll tweet out the links to all the other stuff I'm podcasting about. Still got an Abbott Elementary podcast that I do, as well as what is this most recent season of The Walking Dead that is coming. I'll be covering that on postshowrecaps.com. And then you can find me doing other reality TV coverage on robhasawebsite.com as well.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Motivation Monday, Mommy Meetup, Life Unscripted with Danny Marie, Throwback Thursday, Follow Me Friday, Plan to Podcast. And I'm only on YouTube. I'm not on any of those platforms. I like video. I like YouTube, streaming on video. So you can find me under It Is I, Danny Marie.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm on all platforms, including YouTube, at Recap Kickback on YouTube.
All right. You can watch this podcast on the Crisscross Corner YouTube page and the Crisscross Corner Facebook group. The Crisscross Corner Facebook group is the only place where you can find all unedited versions of podcasts. Okay. All the edited stuff will be on days later and put out days later, to take out all the, jumps and hiccups, coughs, all that stuff that we say on the show. But yeah, if you're watching live, you get everything that we just said. All right. So see you guys next time. See you guys next month with another tier list. We will be having another episode this week for Crisscross Corner, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.